You
How's
ask
everyone
us
doing?
that every time, and the answer does not change, Jacob.
I don't know. It feels like I'm one of those messages where it's like, if you want Spanish, press two, and it's like, I don't know. It's my opener for like any session, kind of at this point. Whenever I'm like going into voice chat that already has people in it.
I just say hello.
I haven't thought of that.
Link
Spooky.
to the owlbear.
Yes. Let me go ahead and do that before I start up something else. Where am I? Oh, there.
Yo, guess who's actually going to be in a house starting this Thursday, hopefully.
Nice.
Nice.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Oh, I'm gonna be so happy to have my own room again, guys.
Heck yeah.
Okay. I think that should be everything. I've got loot from last week.
Mm.
Loot.
Mm-hmm. I've got.
The kid. I was thinking for a whole like 3 seconds on who that was. The kid.
Loot not from the kid.
You didn't kill
But-
the kid. That's the good thing.
No, I'm saying the kid. I forgot who that was, and I was thinking, and it took me like a couple seconds.
This guy?
No, that's. Actually, he would have moved on, so I'm gonna just go ahead and hide him.
Where?
He's
No.
shy.
Yeah, he
Yeah, I
wasn't
know
gonna stick
that-
around in Alec long.
I know that guy was not the kid.
Yeah, no, I don't have a token for the kid.
The child.
But the child. The child deserves a token.
You are correct. He is a rogue, so I'll go ahead and use the default rogue token here.
Guys is coming on in a second.
Okay, cool.
She got caught up in a project.
Okay, there we go. The kid now has a token.
Hello.
Hello.
I've been wrestling with Word document. It is not fun. It's not as fun as punching, boars in the face.
I believe you.
I don't think there's much things as far as punching ogres in the face. Is that what you said?
I said boars, but ogres work too. But then I'd be like, what? Didn't catch an ogre?
Why was it an orc?
Yeah, I'm an orc.
It started with an O. Huh.
I mean, I guess they're kind of similar.
There's a common ancestor.
Somewhere
Yeah.
along the line,
They all
yeah.
came from giants.
Aren't they all goblinoids or something?
Orcs are goblinoids. I don't believe ogres technically are. I believe ogres are more giant kin than not, but
No. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm not at that stage of writing the game.
I'm not at that
I
stage
hope
yet.
I haven't caused a controversy. Please don't argue about it. No.
Okay.
My culture actually finds us more in relation to dragons than any giant.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
So now that since we're all here, actually, I guess we can go ahead and say when last we left our heroes.
Yeah.
Indeed, we can.
Hello.
So the big thing was that you got some information out of the kid and went looking for people who were pursuing him. But for the more granular details, what all do you want to go through? I know it, but I don't want to say it all right now because you know
We
it's important.
found a boss fight. Let's just put it that way.
We found a boss fight. I love that.
Accidentally stumbled into, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a regular guy who was constantly being revived more or less by one of the shades we saw session 1. And we have guy was a Cobalt Lancer, and we have reasons to believe the Cobalt Lancers are working with the Shades.
Mm-hmm.
Both from that encounter and from our conversations with Asher.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, their name was Asher. It was not Loot. Who was Loot then? What was the Loot?
The loot is Tsubaki's performance.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I've just put a loot on all the places Tsubaki has confirmed to have
we've
been.
been working on some stuff, and those are all my places I've toured.
Yes. So, I guess we can open up then again on the battlefield, where you have finally taken down a rather annoying individual who wields inky chains and the Shade Reaver who refused to let him die.
Can I check the chains? Are they magical, or was it all kind of him?
When he falls and dies, you see the chains kind of begin to phase away, and you see the tattoos kind of begin to curl back up around his arm, or what's left of the arms.
I see. Can I investigate this chain tattoo? See if there's any, glyphs on it, or any sort of like magical incantation that I might be able to hopefully figure out.
Sure, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Awesome. That's first roll of the session is a nat 1. Total 5.
That's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
You are not really familiar with magical tattoos. Being the first orc in your tribe to really delve deep into magic as a whole, and not really having gone down that path, at least for your own wards and whatnot. It seems like there might be a fundamental similarity between the different kinds of magic, but it's less that a spell was imbued onto the person and more its own sort of effect. But you really can't get much out of it as to sort of like different runes and triggering mechanisms, or just different arcane sigils and whatnot.
I think perhaps these chains were biological in nature. They came from the humanoid.
You keep thinking that.
So,
Let's look at corpses.
Okay. One of them completely melted into shadow, leaving
Anything in the area?
nothing behind there.
Not even the lantern?
Nope.
Okay, loot the guy.
Okay, the guy has a total of 75 gold pieces on his person. He has a set of medium armor. He has a +1 short sword on him, as well as a +1 dagger. And he isn't carrying anything else. He doesn't have any healing potions or whatnot because Shade Reaver. He's otherwise completely kind of standard stock Cobalt Lancer. You can collect his uniform if you would like.
Actually, yes.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I'll like sort the coins. Like, okay, everyone gets 18, but there's 3 extra left over.
You can keep 3 extra if you want.
You can. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I won't say no. It is useful for getting components and things like that. If everyone's okay with that.
Yep.
All right. Everyone add 18.
To what? To our money?
Gold.
Go.
Go.
Gold.
Quick math. Take that, school bullies. While you were all in the bathroom doing meth, I was in the classroom doing math.
Okay.
Man, this guy was kind of boring, wasn't he?
Sort of. Yeah.
He knew he wasn't going to die, so he didn't carry a lot of resurrection based stuff. He has the tattoo, which he's attuned to. He has the 2 swords that. They definitely have. They're +1, or sorry, dagger and sword, which are both +1.
Do you think he needed to eat? He's starving another form of death that he can just resurrect from.
Does he have food?
Nope.
I think that answers your question.
He also isn't far out from Alleg, where he was based out of, so.
That's true.
And there's always hunting.
Zace, you want the weapons? I know you're kind of collecting them.
It's a dagger and a sword.
+1 to both, but yeah.
I already have a +2 dagger, and I don't do swords. Thank you, though. You can keep them.
Probably sell them off later.
Yeah.
Unless anyone else wants them.
I'm good. I have a hefty collection of weapons right now, and in all honesty, from the cave exploration.
I'll donate them to other give.
Maybe we can give it to the kid to defend himself.
He has weapons.
He had weapons? I did not remember.
Some.
Okay, never mind then. I thought he was weaponless.
I mean, we obviously took them away when we took him prisoner, but
Yeah.
That's probably right.
You can't have a prisoner who can stab you in the back as you're asking questions.
True.
Okay. So Mari has the 1 surviving Gith on their back, and then you had unloaded the one who had passed away in earlier combat, and they're kind of there on the ground.
Oh, I'm sorry, the map is not there, so I completely forgot about that. Zace's probably gonna go back to the one that passed away. Well, we should go back to the party. I'll go get the last body, so we can... Like, I'll carry it, so we can bury them.
Okay.
take him back to camp.
Mhm.
We'll take care of it from here. There.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mari, are you okay carrying all that? Like the person?
Mari looks at you, and the understanding is, yeah, no, this is totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Mari is completely capable for transportation purposes and taking care of others.
Just gonna
Big
give like a
guy.
little pat on the head.
Mari is happy and kind of rubs into you as you're making your way back.
I
Aww.
I have a question, Andrew, about the
Yes.
self-feigned death in your campaign.
Feign death. Okay.
Yeah, so it's you touch a willing creature to put in like a cataplectic state, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering, would it be possible to do that on an unconscious being? Like if they're unconscious, can you force it, or do they always have to be willing no matter what?
I'm willing to say an unconscious creature would have disadvantage on the saving throw.
But there's
Gotcha,
no
gotcha.
saving throw
Oh,
at all.
so feign death. Then there would be a saving throw.
Okay.
Make it
Just
a
learned.
saving throw. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it
Not
would
using that for anything now, but it might come into effect later.
yeah, it would be something like the detect thoughts where like you can begin performing the spell and then like if you're going to target an unconscious creature, they'll roll a saving throw and one way or another they're going to know you are trying to cast something on them when it's done. And
I know
if they
that would-
wake up and like become conscious cuz
Makes sense. Makes sense.
like if they're sleeping they're technically unconscious, but you know, or they're,
Yes.
they're just dead, they might not even know because they might die before it triggers. But yeah, no, I think that's pretty. That's about how it would work.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Can I just survey the area really quick and just get a quick, sort of map of just everything around the area, searching in case there's any like, I don't know, hidden traps or
Okay. Are you doing
Just
like a
general
find
height.
traps or or is this gonna be like a spell like detect magic or just kind of an overall survival / nature check?
No, I think it'd be more just survival / nature. I'm not gonna use a spell on it. I'm just sort of exploring, mapping things out, stuff like
Okay.
that, making sure there's nothing else of note in this area.
Then yeah, survival, nature, perception, even any of those ones would do the trick.
Gotcha, gotcha. I will go nature in this case. Or wait, hold on. What's my survival? Oh, sorry. Give me one quick second. I need to find my stuff. I just had it, but now it's gone. There
It's
we
all
go.
good.
Okay. That is going to be. Yeah, okay. So definitely rolling nature. And that is a total 12.
Okay. There have been some scampering animals kind of around here. At one point, you see kind of rabbit's tracks that kind of seem to go ahead and jump forward, and it seems as though they almost miss a step in between, where it clearly would be landing. There just isn't a track, and then it just kind of continues on a jump away. There are some kind of standard, just kind of nature and wildlife tracks around. It doesn't. You don't get any notion that there are other people in the woods right now looking for you or for the kid.
Gotcha. I'm now super curious about this bunny. Did you just basically describe like the bunny hopping, or like was it missing one set of prints where it would have hopped?
Like if there are 3 prints in a row, the middle one is gone. But just the middle one.
Can I search around to see if I can find that middle one?
Sure.
Or if there's anything odd specifically around that art?
Okay,
Is this
go
another
ahead and
roll?
roll me a investigation check.
Okay. That is a 20, not natural.
Okay. You kind of look anywhere they would be. There are no sign of the tracks. It's sort of like the bunny double jumped.
Whoa! Double jump.
As you are looking around, though, it's the ground around you is moist, but kind of right where the first prints are that jumped off the ground. There's the mud around it is a little bit more cracked.
Can I start digging around the crack region?
Sure.
I think I'm way off base here, but might as well.
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, you can absolutely start digging.
Do I roll the dig?
I'm trying to think of what this roll would be. I guess it would be investigation again.
All right.
Has Ketch pointed out these tracks, or are we just seeing him digging in the ground?
I haven't pointed
All of a
anything out
sudden.
yet. I've literally just wandered about, looked down, and started digging. That is an unnatural 20 again.
Okay. As you dig and kind of begin obscuring the area around all of the tracks as a whole, because, bunnies' hop distances aren't that long,
Mm-hmm.
you find nothing. There is nothing buried there. As you begin to go, you kind of look around, and there seems to be, like, sort of... It almost seems like the vines on the trees are slightly more magnetically pulled towards you. But that's about it. It just sort of seems like there's a strange reach there. Just like the moss, instead of growing on the north side of the tree, it grows facing you.
I'm gonna... Huh. Okay. You know what then? I'm going to use one of my quarterstaves, and I'm going to reach it up toward the vines and moss.
Okay.
And if something happens, I'm gonna like poke them essentially.
Okay. It seems to be frozen solid. Like, it's green and lush on the outside, but the actual structure of it is like a petrified twig. And if you do reach out and touch it, it is cold to the touch.
Okay. I'm really curious about what this is.
Ketch?
Catch, are you telling us? Like, are we seeing
Are we just seeing you?
Poke a vine with a stick. Yes, that is essentially what is happening.
Zeus is
What
gonna come up
are
and...
you doing?
Have you ever heard of this the scientific method?
No.
Possibly.
There was a set of tracks here. I kind of buried them. In retrospect, that was maybe not so smart in my part.
Ketch?
But it was bunny tracks. It was bunny tracks. But one set was missing, and I was curious about
That is
what
a good
happened.
flavor of ice cream, by the way.
Yes, very good. I love that snack you can get in some towns. But the bunny tracks, like one set of the prints gone, and then reappeared like a hop, like the bunny flew for
Like a hop, skip, and
fraction
a
of a foot.
jump.
And
Oh.
would I recognize this behavior?
It's a little bit weird. Go ahead and roll me a history check. This is a low DC. History or Arcana, your choice, really.
They're the same.
Okay,
I think Arcana might fit this better, though.
sure thing.
Ooh, a natural 20!
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Huzzah!
I mean, you've had your own encounters where the world seems to just kind of not work right. And there has been at least one instance of that around Alec, so it's possible that this is another sort of, what's the word for it? Anomaly. Anomaly works. A creature that kind of just seems to disappear. Okay, maybe its feet hit a rock or something, and so it's not leaving tracks. That's not super weird. However, the whole thing with the vines is something that you do recognize, especially with a natural 20 and an arcana, and it being arcana.
Dirty 20.
Oh, dirty 20. Okay, but that's still high enough. That's still way high enough to recognize. Okay. When you crossed over the first time, there's kind of a rush of air. It's a cold breeze as one realm intersects the other. And sometimes in that, creatures can get a little bit disjointed between point A and point B. And if you look closely at the vine that Ketch is messing with, you can see that kind of beneath the kind of outside layer is basically like the inside of the vine is just this intense muscle structure that just kind of spans the entire vine, but all of the veins and arteries have been frozen solid. And you see kind of along all of those like phloem and xylem tubes that will constrict with water flow, small, almost like barbs that allow it to kind of catch and hook onto different plant life and creatures if it gets a hold of, and just be able to kind of prick to provide warmth and nourishment from blood or from saps or from anything else around it.
Nope. Nope.
What
It
is
is fine, right?
Get away from that.
Okay.
You know what it
I
is,
back away.
Zachary?
As you were saying, Andrew.
In all honesty, you've seen some of these creatures before. They're kind of, I don't want to say like a plague, but it's sort of just like these annoying mindless creatures that just kind of move from tree to tree in the other place. They are, go ahead and roll me a lore check as well, just before I give all of it.
Or
Lore.
9.
9. You're not entirely sure how the mechanics of it work, but they are generally non-hostile, and they require constant warmth, otherwise they freeze solid and die. Like from a fundamental standpoint, this is a one hit point creature, and you would understand that, though not in game mechanic language.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
We're in a possibly risky area. That thing, not a threat, but it came from somewhere that has threats. And I don't really want to go back there right at this moment.
I think I would like to go back to camp.
We do have injured people, and are injured ourselves.
I have no interest in pursuing this path.
So do you know what this is?
Do I have a name I can drop?
They call them Lesh. Lesh.
Lesh.
Hmm. Does it teleport rabbits around, or
That is another sign of a weak point between the planes.
oh, I see. So does that mean some sort of teleportation could happen around here?
Yes, probably to the plane.
Interesting.
So, are we going back? What are we doing?
Heading back to camp is what I wanted to do.
Okay.
I'm fine with it. I get like a portion of this tree, like cut like a sliver of a vine off or something.
Oh yeah, it's really easy to cut. It's just like it's like cutting through celery.
All right. I'm gonna save that and prepare something for camp, you know?
Let's move on. I feel like the more we stay, the more likely into something we shouldn't.
Yep. So we return to the camp, right?
Okay.
Right.
You arrive back at camp. With the two scouts, two of the scouts who are out there, kind of patrolling the radius. One dead, one wounded but healed. And you see that a couple of the others are kind of tending to the kid, just kind of making sure he feels somewhat comfortable here, even though there is still a level of hesitation.
I'm going to call them over. I don't want to bring the body that can't disguise itself into camp.
That is a decent point. You're able to get some attention, and they will move the body through the trees towards some of the more packed up structures that have been pulled into the trees themselves. And so they will kind of begin they will keep that secret from the kid. Yeah, no,
The only thing, aside from dealing with this kid's circumstances, the only thing we're waiting for is the dragon, right?
Correct. I personally want to go investigate the Cobalt Lancers.
I would
HQ.
like us to eventually make a trip to either Port Coventry or Ongrow. Ontgrow.
I would like to go to Arungar.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
We've yeah.
So yeah. What are the plans for the rest of? If it's just waiting on the dragon, I'm willing to kind of do a bit of a time skip since you have 3 days still until you get the dragon, until the dragon actually gets your message, because it's a week and it's been several weeks here, but it's apparently slower in the game.
I was about to say, did I ever succeed in actually making a violin?
You did get one done. It was a success, and then Ketch did the whole feign death
he broke it.
I fixed a little bit.
Did it get fixed? Did it get fixed?
It got hit with the mending cantrip a couple times.
I fixed it as it looks completely normal to how I remember it, and I have a pretty good memory.
I guess I haven't played it since he broke it, have I?
You have not.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna test that out to see if I need to make a new one
Okay.
before we do the skips.
Where do you go and test?
I go back to the cave I'd been using.
I'm gonna train
Okay.
with the orb because apparently I really need to do that more.
I want to study magic as hard as I can. I want to like match my wizard level if possible. Like, but I am learning any spell I can. I am free. I also want to check out the plant a little bit. I'm going to use like a little bit of a fire to see if it like warms it up without catching it on fire, etc. But mostly just like a study session for a wizard.
Okay. Zace, is there something specific you would like to do during these moments before as we kind of time skip through to the dragon?
We buried the guy, right?
Uh,
The person who passed away, the gift.
They brought him kind of into the woods so that the kid wouldn't see him. I'm more than willing to say that you went with them and began like preparations, but we can do an extended sequence of.
Oh
taking
no,
care
it's okay. I just wanted to ask because that's important.
If you would
Yes.
like, you can be the leader of all of the rituals,
Oh, no, it's okay. I just
or at
wanted
least
to ask.
or at least assist with them.
Okay. Other than that, like he would just be hunting with Marty and all.
Okay. Okay. So I guess we'll go kind of in order-ish there. So Subaki, go ahead and roll me a performance check since you're going back to the cave.
Okay.
Don't die again.
I got a 17.
17.
No,
Okay.
I'm not casting magic this time. I'm just playing a violin.
Yep. That is your final success.
Yay!
Okay, so as you are playing this violin, it's kind of got a wooden stem, so it's kind of returned to a bit more of the form of your current one, and then it's the crystalline body with minor wooden accents and the gems that seem to have been like they're still almost like geodes kind of buried within up through the edge of the violin. And you had gotten them to be kind of in this vibrating state when the glass was cooling, and so it sort of seems to expand throughout the entire thing as it almost looks like the glass itself is broken, but it's just these crystals kind of beginning to expand and take shape in all sorts of different directions, spider webbing through the entire piece.
Okay.
And as you play and kind of move the saw over the strings of it, there's almost small sparks within the glass coming from the heart of each of these crystals that has this kind of very faint blue and white pulse out towards the edges. But it does work.
Nice.
And this does
Okay.
function as a +3 focus.
+3 focus. How do I put that in my inventory?
That's a great point. For all, this is a violin. For you, it serves as it is a +3 spellcasting focus. So basically, you don't need to worry about Constitution saves for any spells that are 3rd level and below.
Nice.
That's so nice.
That is so nice. Like that is like the thing that's been giving me so many problems. Oh damn. Okay.
That's like all your spells, I think,
I
at the
know.
moment.
That's everything. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. I think maybe. Now I only have level 3, so yes. Okay.
But
let's see.
several iterations of the violin are kind of scattered around you as you begin to play this for the first time, and it almost seems like gusts of wind kind of emanate out from around you, swirling around throughout the entire area of the cave as you're kind of learning to kind of do the sort of song and dance with it. It in a way, the violin almost has a mind of its own, but you can just kind of move the bow a little bit one direction and a little bit the other direction, and just kind of counteract it to create deeper, slightly more haunting melodies, almost in a subtext to the actual music you are playing. And so it becomes like you are the one who is controlling the song. You are the maestro of this of the band, essentially. But it's almost also a conversation and communication where you can do sorts of calls and responses with deeper undertones that kind of hit into the bass level and cause the different pieces of the violin to faintly vibrate. Versus what's like gameplay.
You did say it was a +3, right?
Yes. So that also does go for your spell attack rolls and DC.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm writing this down in a custom item.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Okay, and then sorry, I was writing as I was like, what was the thing for the Constitution?
You don't have to make a Constitution save for 3rd level or lower.
Okay.
And then for your spell save DCs and spell attack rolls, it's the same as just having a +3 focus. So it adds 3 to both of those numbers. So it would be your charisma proficiency +3. And 8 plus charisma plus. Do you get proficiency for spell save DC? I don't know. I don't think you do, but +3.
Okay.
I don't remember the spell save off the top of my head because I'm doing away with basically the entire system in the game I'm working on, so I'm switching in and out between all sorts of different editions.
Okay. That's cool.
And like from each of these gems you do see like iridescent patterns just kind of forming out in ripples. Like the more you play it, the more it sort of energizes the crystals, and you get kind of these patterns of greens and blues that kind of break off from the light that is within the gems. And so it in a way it's sort of color changing. It's
I shall dub thee Lady Echo.
Nice.
I like to name objects.
Cool.
okay. Next up we have Zagger, who is working with the orb. Go ahead and roll me an attack roll.
Okay. With the orb?
Yep. Without disadvantage, since you're specifically like taking the time to focus and train with it. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Eight.
8. Okay. With an 8, you are kind of reconnecting with it. After the battle, you were able to get it to hold in place for the entire time, and it was just kind of staying there, whether you were looking at it or not. And so, on its own, that was a large success. And so now you're kind of working to kind of take a step back and just hone it and be able to get the orb to rotate around your person. By basically the end of the first day, you were able to do so. and get
Okay.
it to follow your commands in that way.
Ooh.
Wonderful.
Um,
Nice.
um, as yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you would like to be specifically working on with the orb, or kind of in your training as a whole?
I think just keep at it.
Okay. Then I will go
Nothing in
ahead.
particular I can think of.
Okay. Well then, I'll kind of rotate back to you then for days 2 and 3. But okay, let's rotate over to Catch for right now, as you are doing forensic research into all things arcane.
Yes, specifically, I want to research things such as different radii that can like buff people that I want to sort of essentially make us harder to hit. Maybe by mystical means allow us to dodge in this like cylindrical space, which is sort of magic circle, which I'm kind of going to take, and as well as I have glyph of warding,
Okay.
which I want to play with a little bit and just figure more
Oh
things
boy.
out to do with that.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's all I'm really doing right now. And I have a question, because I never thought of this until now. Can you put glyph of warding on through a glyph of warding?
Hmm?
It depends.
You know?
Wouldn't they just repel each other?
No, like, so you can store a prepared spell of 3rd level or lower on the glyph by casting it as part of creating the glyph. So can I cast Glyph of Warding and then create a Glyph of Warding on it, so that when I activate it, I can cast Glyph of Warding?
Yes.
You just found like a
essentially,
cheat.
essentially, Glyph of Warding. What's the casting time on that spell?
1 hour.
Okay, so you would cast Glyph of Warding over 1 hour, storing the spell Glyph of Warding in there, and upon triggering it, it would basically cast the spell Glyph of Warding as that triggering action.
Again?
So it would basically dispel the
Over
first
the
one,
course of another hour.
and instead of spending another hour, it would be as a part of the triggering of the spell. So it would be resetting the glyph, essentially. You wouldn't be able to stack it more than twice. So like,
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
it basically
Like
just
I feel like
removes
it's like
casting
you're
time.
stacking a. Yeah, you're putting a Glyph of Warding that can be changed, but you can't like go beyond that.
Right.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Okay. And that would be something that you absolutely
I-
can figure out if you tap 2 3rd level spells during this time.
Yes. Which would
could
be
kill you.
true, I got.
Um,
But yeah, I might.
actually, I w-
so
that
how
that is
long-
fair. I will. You need. You would need to make 2 2 DC 13 Constitution saving throws. Unless you're specifically spending this within your orrery, which that lasts for, I believe, 10 minutes. So you might be able to set that up for one of them, but not both.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So your choice of 1 or
Yeah, totally.
2.
I might. So.
Yeah.
Totally. So I might do the Glyph of Warding stuff later.
Okay.
But right now, I'll send you a list of like spells I kind of want to store in certain things over the course of the next few days. But mostly it's learning more about different spells, as well as figuring out more sending, and then I want to figure out if this vine can like regrow as a cold vine, or as like by warming it up. So
Okay.
I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to use to create bonfire, and just make sure it just doesn't burn it, but it keeps the heat on it. And while it's
Okay.
buried into the ground, I want to see the effects of that.
Okay. As you kind of plant the vine and put it near the fire, you do see that the fire will melt the ice that flows through the xylem and phloem that serves as its arteries and veins, allowing it to be limp and of plant-like material again. That said, it no matter what you try, it will not burn.
Yep, I was specifically trying for it not to burn.
It does not seem to take root or have any sort of growth or life in this floppy state.
Okay, fair enough. Failed experiment. I'll just sort of, I'll leave it like planted how I did, but I'm going to focus on other things.
Okay.
All right. Um. So in my first sort of study sesh with learning like different magics and things like that, the first thing I want is, as I said, magic circle. And part of my training for that is, I think, going to be expanding on the moonbeam for wizards that I got through some means via the, oh yeah, it was through the one druid that helped me learn it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm essentially going to sort of try incorporating that into basically pure like wizard arcane means, and attempt to sort of dilate in more against damage and more towards reflecting damage back or making it harder to hit.
Okay. What spells are you going to cast? Well, for one, I do need you to make at least one of the DC 13 con saves.
Yep. Gotcha. That is a 22.
That's a success. Okay. So what spells do you cast in order to try and do this with Moonbeam?
Gotcha. And the second one is a 13.
So both are successes.
You said there might be multiple.
Yeah, no, you could choose to either expend one of your aura uses or do another con save.
No, I think I'll spend that on the glyph of warding later.
Okay.
But essentially, I am using Moonbeam, and I'm going to add a shield in there, because I feel like that sort of combination of spells sort of help what I'm trying to convey across.
You do have the shield fragment spell that can be added on, so that's going to boost chances here.
Precisely.
Okay. Go ahead and first roll me an Arcana check.
Understood. Let me get back to my skills. Arcana. That is a 9. Not the best, not the worst I could have done.
Okay. As far as the spell Moonbeam goes, you're able to kind of conjure a bit of the pale light from the sky and kind of get it to engulf a certain area. And as you are kind of working and kind of tinkering with the magic and the spellcraft over this like roughly 10-minute period, as you are kind of consistently working within the spell and kind of adding different runes and sigillic circles to the actual casting of it, it's difficult. You are able to kind of reach out and you can begin kind of breaking away the parts that kind of make the basically pillar of light just have like a small singeing effect to you.
Ah,
5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder. Okay, so this. Okay, so this ends up going basically into a 3x3 cylinder. Okay. As you're kind of going through this, you are able to eventually kind of begin to break down the moonbeam spell and get it to kind of match the coloration of your orrery. So it begins to look more like it's almost a catch specific spell, like a catch original, versus innately harnessing the powers of the sky and the nature around you.
Mm-hmm.
But with this first Arcana check, it's going to be, go ahead and mark off 2 of your 2nd level spell slots.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's not going to really take to the shield right now.
Ooh, okay. Progress. All right. And I feel like the rest of the day is going to be glyph of warning stuff.
Which we
just
did the
so I
saves
don't take
for.
forever. Yeah. You can move on to someone else. I will text you the spell and then the save and then spell save for each thing I do. Just so it doesn't take too much time on anyone else's front.
So with that, we can go ahead and shift over to Zace then.
I'm unlike the others. I don't have anything. I'm really training on what Sace would mostly be doing is hunting with Mari, teaching Mari like about his culture, like just talking to Mari while they hunt and explore.
Okay.
Showing Mari maybe how to do some traps or like how to cut an animal correctly, etc.
Okay. As you're kind of talking to Mari and everything, Mari will listen intently, understanding you, and just kind of they kind of have that adorable head tilt as they're like, that shows like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, and I completely get it. As you're kind of like trying to do like field dressing and such out in the wild with animals that you hunt, Mari's paws are a little bit big and a little bit more downward facing, and so it's kind of hard for them to really. Precision is not a word in Mari's toolbox.
Zace knows that well. Zace is mostly just trying to like teach about the culture and how they do it.
You get a
and also like
you get a distinct feeling that Mari is trying and wants to try and impress you.
Aww.
I'm proud of it either way, Mari.
Mari doesn't really have the means to be like super precise with like each one of their claws, but they once again they are doing their absolute best for you.
I'm gonna pat Mari in the head and just I'm very proud of you, Mari.
Mari will kind of you get the distinct feeling that Mari really likes spending time out in the woods with you, like going through all of these adventures and hunting and everything, and just doing the everything with you.
I enjoy it too, Mari. I never got to teach anyone all my information, culture, and how we do stuff.
You also notice that Mari is, it seems, always hungry. And like whenever you are able to bring down an animal, like once you finish kind of doing the field dressing, doing all of the careful preparations and giving it the respect it is due, Mari will ravenously kind of jump and pounce on it and just kind of like at some points, like you see them just immediately kind of pull back, kind of trying to contain, but like Mari is hungry and an animal, and there is meat
Yep.
in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You're doing good, Mari. I just as long as we take care of all the animals and not eat them all, it is important that we take care of the land we live in.
Mari will always make sure that there is no piece left over for you.
It's okay. I will happily take the plants I would scavenge for.
Go ahead and roll me a. Trying to think of what this sort of check would be. I think it might be sleight of hand. Your choice of sleight of hand or nature.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna go nature.
Okay.
Oh, 4 plus 4, so it's an 8.
Okay. In some of your time kind of spent here at the camp, and working with Mari, you're able to start kind of working on getting together almost like a saddlebag that Mari can wear to hold extra plants and foraged animal pieces and whatnot to bring back to camp. It's a little bit janky. There are bits and pieces of it here that kind of seem to fall off if they're wrapped around the kind of back spikes of Mari. But like there is forward progress and just kind of being able to extend the time you're out and just kind of keep going and keep going. And Mari doesn't really seem to mind. They really just like spending time out in the woods, learning how to hunt and kind of engage as a being within the natural world.
I'm gonna guess that the strap is made of like the skin and stuff of animals we've hunted.
Oh
And
yeah.
so it's gonna be like, oh, I wish I wish I listened more intensely when my elders talked about leatherwork and sewing. I'm not good at this.
But yeah, no, like you are absolutely able to just kind of begin like have the process of just kind of furthering your bond with Mari and just like the two of you are kind of beginning to move and understand each other's movements and intentions basically fluidly and act and react to each other simultaneously. It's synergistic.
Oh, my heart. My brain. Yeah. They're happy. Oh, my big little dinosaur.
Cute.
My big dinosaur. My pokey big hedgehog reptile.
Is there anything else you would like to kind of work on and do during these times, or if not, you can also let me just know in chat if there's something you think of as well.
Nothing else. Zace has already asked the village of the gift about if they have any information on the Io or Ozum, right? So there's not much more information you can get from there.
They do not have ASM information. They are a bit confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Now that you have your violin, Tsubaki, is there anything else that you would like to specifically work on during some of the remaining time here? Or is it just kind of going to be like tuning and kind of getting everything?
So what
together?
I'm going to start doing is actually writing songs based on each of the different words in Farcall.
Okay.
and I'm gonna base one on each of the attributes that I've discovered.
Okay.
That's just what I'm gonna do.
Sounds good. For the sake of having a die roll associated, go ahead and roll me just a general charisma check with your proficiency bonus.
Give me a second. I got a 19.
Okay. Yeah, as you are working with this violin, and working on these songs based on these different kind of core attributes, the songs are going together well. It almost seems as though the violin is working with you to kind of get the right notes, and so some of them might seem to be slightly higher or slightly lower, and so you kind of go ahead and tweak that string a little bit, and it hits slightly differently this time. And you occasionally you will see like kind of like elements of the orbs kind of begin to glow a little bit brighter or pulse slightly within it, basically sending like a ripple effect of different iridescent colors throughout the violin.
I am very impressed with the progress I am making. It flatters. I often I don't like to toot my own horn, but toot toot.
Toot toot toot.
It's cute.
Okay. Rotating back to Zagra. Continuing training with the orb.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me another attack roll. Yeah. Dexterity based, the whole deal.
Yep. That's better. 14.
Okay, that is much better. You kind of begin speeding through and kind of working the different almost the muscle memory it takes to get the orb to follow your wills and your ideas. And while it's almost hesitant to, like in previous days it has almost been hesitant to move around you, to move to areas that you are picturing in your mind versus ones that you are directly seeing and commanding it to, it begins to kind of take that burden off. And so you begin moving faster, more synergistically, just kind of quickening the reaction time between intention and action.
Lovely.
Okay, rotating back to Ketch.
I have sent you my stuff.
Okay, so Glyph of
The
Warding
first and second.
testing for day 1. Flipping a coin with rotation more than 5 times, or throwing it more than 10 feet. Okay. Glyph of Warding on a copper piece. So basically, like, what would the Glyph of Warding do on the trigger?
It would activate the spell to essentially get a Glyph of Warding to like enact.
Okay, so this is compounding the Glyphs of Warding.
Yes, the first one was the Glyphs of Warding. The second one was the shield spell.
Okay.
And then on day 2, same object and commands. The first freebie was for ascending, and my second one, which I rolled a Constitution of 9, so I failed. It was going to be enlarge reduce, but it went wrong.
Okay, so go ahead and mark yourself down for 3 levels of exhaustion.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, so for day 1, with flipping the coin with the compounded Glyphs of Warding, you are able to kind of get the coin to rotate up in the air and then it kind of passes the top, and you're kind of trying to mentally count them as they're going, and eventually you see the sigil kind of flare up, and you see the glyph kind of still imprinted upon it. Though without a spell imbued into the second glyph. So you are able to trigger a glyph of warding to trigger a glyph of warding with this copper piece.
Yes. Is it just all of a sudden I can now activate the glyph of warding by putting a spell into it, or is it now that the glyph of warding can only do one of the damagey parts of the spell?
The second glyph of warding, it would be limited to just what was the glyph of warding abilities, so you wouldn't be able to kind of cast a spell into it and have that glyph fire off. So, but
okay,
essentially, you can do this as sort of a contingency where you throw a coin, and if it specifically hits a target, or if a target picks it up or something, that will trigger one glyph of warding, and then if it does something else, it will fire. So basically, you're giving yourself 2 programs in before the activation of the coin.
Gotcha. Sweet. I actually kind of want to modify that at some point, but there's going to be baby steps to it. I was hoping at one point, hopefully getting counterspell, and then maybe using the glyph of warding to absorb whatever they were going to cast, and then just sort of pocket it for later use.
So basically, that would be just one glyph of warding. It would trigger in an area if anyone casts a spell in this area, it will automatically trigger the glyph, and it could just counterspell and release that, since you would be casting the spell into the glyph of warding.
Sweet, and then it would store that spell.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, no, it wouldn't store the spell. It would be basically the whole, I'm storing the spell counterspell in the glyph of warding. And so you're setting basically a condition to automatically release.
I don't know counterspell yet, so.
Right.
Yes. Okay. I don't know counterspell yet, so that's going to be down the line. But yeah, essentially now, instead of having a coin of glyph of warding, I have a coin of glyph of warding that activates the damagey.
Mm-hmm. You have a coin of bomb.
Yes.
Very familiar with the coin of bomb.
All right. And then as far as day 2, super tired now. Middle of the day, I'm just going to start taking my nap. So hopefully early tomorrow I only have 1 stage. So I'm going to take 16 hours of sleep to prep for day 3.
Gotcha.
Can I take a moment to check on the plant?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Is it still just kind of... Because if... Oh, that's really good. You actually bring this thing back, I'm going to be very impressed. Dirty 20.
Okay, it is... It is still kind of flopped over next to where the create bonfire was. It does not seem to have any...
Is there still fire?
I believe the bonfire would have gone out by now, but maybe small scorch marks on the ground or some remnant of it. But there is no sign of movement or life, no contractions or convulsions within it. It doesn't seem to have taken root. It kind of seems like a cut piece of vine. That's a little bit weird on the inside.
I'm just gonna put it next to another fire.
Okay. Gotcha. Quick question, Jacob. With the glyph of warding for day 1 with the shield on the copper piece, what was the
Yes.
kind of the methodology there?
Essentially just inscribing shield through the glyph of warding, casting glyph of warding, then shield, to inscribe a shield on the piece, with the same activation, either a flip with 5 consecutive rotations or a throwing of 10 feet, to cast a shield upon flip, whoever flipped the coin, or upon throwing, whoever's nearest to the coin.
Okay. As you're doing this, the coin is not a sentient or sapient creature, so it is unable to really identify a closest creature or a special target. So when it reaches the conditions for the glyph of warding, you can actually see the shield immediately kind of explode outward from it and affect the shield spell, but it's targeting the coin itself.
Okay. So range of selves won't do. Understood. Can I have it? So the shield is gone. The shield coin is gone.
It's a coin now. It's just it doesn't have shield.
Yeah.
Stored on it.
Cool. That'll change what I do for day 3 then. To do that.
You could do a glyph of warding so that, if someone is holding the coin and they tap it on their, if they're holding it on their wrist, or have it with a leather strap on there and a piece of sap or something, and then they slap their wrist with their hand or something, that can fire the shield as a condition for the glyph of warding, and it's basically this spell kind of radiates outward and is a shield. But
yeah. Makes sense. In that case, from now on, this is Catch Still trying stuff. Never used this spell before. So this all makes sense. So yeah, are we on the 3rd day yet?
Yep, we can.
Okay. Sorry. For the 3rd day, my freebie is Enlarge Reduce. With that knowledge, I'm going to have the activation of the coin being thrown, and then activate on whatever it hits. Okay. So if this hits something, it will cast Enlarge Reduce on that thing, to reduce it by half.
Okay.
And then I will do something similar with the shield coin, upon being thrown upon being thrown, hitting a object or creature, it will cast shield on that object or creature, or upon being placed on the middle of the forehead, between your finger and forehead, it will cast shield.
Okay.
Is that possible?
So you can set it up as a glyph of warding so that an effect fires when it hits something, and you could then go ahead and roll me an Arcana check for this.
Okay. That is a 22.
Okay,
22.
That is good. So kind of as you are doing this and kind of testing around, you are able to get a copper piece with a glyph of warding inscribed upon it that you can then throw out at a target and get it to basically inflict the spell upon them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Theoretically. I'm not testing this one out yet.
Okay.
This one's going to be a save for later. Because I want, more protection for all of us, so having a pocket shield in case I run out of spell slots is nice.
Right. So the whole thing is then you would have to prepare that by doing the whole glyph of warding, comboing it with the shield spell before an encounter. Since glyph of warding takes, 10 minutes to cast, and it would expend the spell slot.
Yes.
Okay.
But now I have the coin. I can use it whenever, correct?
Glyph of warding 1 second here. Let me make sure.
I just wondering because the duration is until dispelled or triggered, so I didn't know if.
Yeah. Range. Fist. Quick point though. Verbal somatic material components. Each casting of Glyph of Warding is 200 gold pieces. That's consumed by the spell.
Oh dang! You right. You right. Okay. Well, that changes things. I don't have that much gold to begin with.
I'm willing to say
I've
for
been
the
attempting
purposes
to do this without money.
I'm willing to say for the purposes of these days, you're able to kind of get the idea that you can get basically like you would be attaching a capacitor to it, and you watch as the capacitor explodes. It doesn't do much else past that, so you can't get the spell to kind of trigger or affect the change. But you know how the Arcana works in such a way that you can gain this progress, but you have made no glyph enhanced items. You just know that the theory of it is sound.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're actually going to
I
go
will
ahead and
also-
like imbue spells into the coins, that would be a full casting and not just an experimental phase.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Because yeah, I was looking through like, wait, there has to be a condition where it removes, and I'm like, oh wait, no, it's because it costs money. That's why.
Yes.
We
We need to start our money laundering.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, just for sake of time, like that's sort of what I'm doing, like passively with the glyphs of warding and like practicing those. I would also like to still focus on the magic circle and other magics to sort of increase my spell knowledge and sort of prepping for any time I might level up.
Gotcha. You are absolutely able to do that, and just kind of be working on those runes and be working on the ordering of spells to kind of fundamentally understand what goes into the composition of a spell.
Yes.
For the sake of
Makes
this
sense.
also, I'm sure you're documenting all of this in your spell book. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and
Yes.
roll me an Arcana check or a Perception check.
Okie doke. I can do perception. I don't know why. It just feels more perception. This point in juncture. That is a 20, not natural.
Okay.
For
As you're kind of going through making all of these notes, it's completely subconscious, but when you go to look back on it, you do notice some of the different patterns that Zace had pointed out to you in your book. Where some areas are intentionally almost heavier handed, and some of the areas are slightly lighter.
And I'm doing that. It's not just like appearing, it's like I'm applying pressure more subconsciously.
Completely subconsciously.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Flipping through the book, what does it still look the same?
Yep.
Like whenever I do the fast flip?
Go ahead and do another Arcana check for me as well.
That is 22.
Okay. As you do the fast flip, you see the image of the city kind of grow up and then begin to come down. It's positioned in a circle. And you see almost towards the edges of it small bits that seem to fleck off into outside parts, outside areas, and as you're kind of going through, it's almost with pinprick precision on some of the different letters that are specifically a little bit more dense or and such. And so you can kind of, if you put them together, you can almost get different runes, different symbols. But it's always like 2-page splits. So like if you have 2 pages that are specifically next to each other, those two can be combined into slight alterations to this image.
At the very end of my book, I'm going to attempt to just mark down the runes I note as I flip through.
Okay. Do you mark down like their specific locations as well?
Yeah, for future notes.
Okay. As you are doing this, you recognize that this is the start of a spell circle.
That is what I figured.
Not only that, you are accessing and kind of seeing maybe you are getting them in higher density in different areas, roughly 1/3 of the circle apart.
Can you repeat that?
There are higher densities of these pieces of the spell circle, roughly 1/3 of the circle apart. So it's almost in batches of 3s.
Okay. Interesting. Do I know by chance like what spell this might turn out to be, or the effects of what this spell could turn to be?
It is a type of spell that you have never seen or heard of before, but it seems do you have the mending cantrip?
I do. I used it on the violin.
Okay, right. Yes. You're familiar with mending in that it can bring different pieces together and in small areas fix and create slight bits of matter. It's all about kind of repairing a balance, repairing an idea of something. Elements of this spell are that dialed up to 11. Or, yeah, it would be 11.
Repairing. This is like... I don't know if this is something like creation or pure...
I can give you the name of the spell if you would like. It's not really going to help you in any way other than to be slightly dramatic.
Yeah, sure. I'm down with it.
Okay.
Right now, Ket is assuming this is something akin to like just a greater mending to like bringing an object back to like a former point, or possibly even some form of alchemy that can sort of rearrange parts of an object.
This is the beginning of an 11th level spell called Genesis.
11th level spell, huh? I'm currently on 3 of those. If you had 7 catches, you could just barely do this.
Oh.
Heck, even this might not be enough.
Oh.
Genesis, huh? Alright. We might be going back in time, I suppose. I don't know.
11 level, it seems kind of far.
The highest
I'm
any
gonna just
spellcaster can do is
continuously-
9.
Oh, wait!
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, that's...
Wait, they can do just
Wait.
9? So how are you gonna do 3?
At
11?
9's the max, what is casting an 11th level spell?
So we would like die or something.
All right.
What
Ketch is
gods
going
are
to
we
essentially
messing
at the
with?
very end of his spell book, have the markings of that magic circle like all like out as if it was, just the spell circle itself. And every time like I start new spells and start adding onto it, I'm going to add whatever new component to that spell circle in the very back.
Okay. And yeah, you are once again. It
and
is this fundamental, like plate-sized diagram of a spell circle that just kind of exists and frays outward. It is rebuilding it. It
For
basically
those
takes up the
unaware,
entire full
a
spread of
ninth
the
level
page.
spell can.
Yeah.
That fair enough.
A ninth level spell is
For
like
anyone who's not
Wish.
as familiar with D&D spells, yeah, you can literally wish for things. You can literally cause a meteor shower or a volcano explosion with a ninth level spell.
Oh.
So 11th is beyond that. Heck, with the
Yeah.
ninth level spell, you could
Like,
stop
you can
time.
do some powerful things with 9th level spell. Astral projection, mass polymorph, power word kill,
Why?
wish, which does basically anything you can want.
Yep.
11th level.
Oh look, there's time stop.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Although time stop, I've always had a little bit of an issue with. Like, it's a cool spell, but it really doesn't do too much if you think about it. I don't know.
Lets you cast a
It's
whole
sort
lot
of nice
spells
for
on
narrative.
yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think it's better for like GMs to use than
Oh, yeah.
in my opinion, for like general like combat use.
I mean, there are a couple of those that I think they specifically say, hey, some of these are not going to be good for your party. Like Hero's Feast.
Hero's
Who's
Feast
going
is
to take Hero's Feast?
What are you talking
Hero's
about? Hero's
Feast
Feast
is
is amazing.
Yeah, Heroes Feast is freaking like bonkers good.
Like-
It sounds like a food.
Like that's
Yeah.
that's
It's like
literally
an
the
all-you-can-eat buffet for 8.
Like that's the
That sounds
spell
awesome.
that literally saved Vox Machina against Vecna twice.
It is basically
Yeah.
Really?
the enchanted
Yes.
tablecloths from the I think it's either Hans Christian Andersen or Grimm's brother. That's exactly what that
Which,
is.
Yeah, Hero's
like, I
Feast is
always take
amazing.
Heroes Feast if I'm ever a high level cleric.
That's awesome.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you went
I
up
see.
to 12.
I thought
like,
it.
you and 12 creatures. You're cured of all poison and disease. Then you're immune to poison and frighten. All wisdom saves are at an advantage. Hit point maximum increased for 24 hours.
I thought it was just food.
No.
I thought it was just food.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Honestly, that sounds awesome.
You're thinking of Goodberry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought Hero's Feast was just a lot of food.
No, it's all good.
Oh my, there should be like a cook class where you like they get something like this.
There have been. I think the last one that was officially published was Notoriously Broken. Either that or I'm thinking of the homebrew one that was entirely broken.
I was
But yeah.
thinking of like there's a game called Metopia and there's a chef class there and they could like heal people and also like use spicy like they make their pan hot and then they just attack the enemy. It's like this burn. It's fun.
That sounds fun.
I would love to be a chef.
Anyway, what we were. Genesis!
Yes.
11th level spell. That makes me concerned about spells level 10, honestly.
Yep.
Because we're skipping a number too.
Oh. Right.
And what kind of things are casting 11th and 10th level spells?
Usually gods? I think gods.
Gods?
I think
You
that,
know,
right?
I could probably think of someone off the top of my head who would probably want to cast that.
I can think of at least 3. Actually, I can think of 10. Actually, no, 12.
Oh.
The number
Oh.
keeps going up.
Yeah.
I can think of 12.
Flashback to the obelisk.
Mm,
I mean, what kind of spell
None
level do you
for
think
me.
would create that?
Huh? You kind of cut in and out.
What kind of spell level would you think would create something weird like that? I don't know. It doesn't exist, so what am I supposed to say?
One who has a lot of time on his hands.
Someone get Azareth or Azeroth on the horn.
Anyway,
Yeah, no, yeah, anyway.
Azeroth?
not sure how to move on from that.
Yeah.
L.
So yeah, more studying. I was just essentially trying to speed run more spells and stuff.
Okay. Okay,
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you are able to kind of begin work on future spells.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess what we can go ahead and is there anything that you guys would specifically like to do during the final bit, or because I do have one more bit for Zagreus. It's third day, so third run. But anything else for Tsubaki?
No,
or
I want
for
my bit.
Zeus?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. Zagra.
Yeah.
Day 3.
I am back, just so you know.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an attack roll with advantage.
Ooh. 19. Let's see if I get a 20. Okay. 19 plus 2, 21.
Okay, 21. Okay, with a 21, having kind of gotten the everything to move around you and kind of have the fundamentals down and being able to hit things if you can focus in a straight line, you're able to kind of get I am willing to say that you have mastered the use of one orb. You would no longer have disadvantage on attack rolls using it. So yeah, no, one orb working with you. I think that you would have reached its full capability.
Yeah.
Does that mean I can add proficiency to these attacks?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Basically, as though it's as though it's a standard weapon. Yeah.
Oh. With that in mind, can I please sell the 5 darts I have?
5 darts? Sure thing.
How much? I
Go
don't
ahead-
imagine they're much.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a diplomacy check.
Okay. Where is... There you are. 12.
Okay. You are able to get 5 copper pieces for each dart. So 5 of them is going to get you 2.5 silver. but you are able to sell your darts.
Okay. Cool. I don't want those anymore.
Okay.
And I think that'll be it for me.
Okay. So here, since we're doing a little bit of wibbly wobbly time stuff, what should they do about the kid? What is to be done about him?
I'm thinking let him go on his own path.
Just be like, hey, good luck, kid. Bye.
Give him some instructions on places to avoid, like Bone Grove.
Yeah.
You know what? Just don't go north.
Sounds good. Just go south.
Go anywhere other than north.
Oh yeah, other places too. So yeah.
Just don't go north. We don't know how much that's going to spread.
That scares me. Oh gosh.
Spread?
Well, that's why we're avoiding
I
north
have no
as well.
idea what you're
right?
talking about.
There's probably a
Question,
growing
Andrew.
problem in the north.
Yeah, we don't have anything to do with it though, right?
Not anymore.
Technically, no.
Nope. We just saw it, to be honest.
Question, Andrew.
Yep.
But
Oh,
if
sorry.
we want, we could probably do the Lord of the Rings Lothlorien treatment and blindfold him on his way out. So he doesn't memorize the way.
I mean, that's
yes,
your guys'
been
thing.
around a few times.
That's for you.
I mean, he did say he has a family back in Alec.
Or just
Oh,
let
And he's
him
also
go
a
home to
teenager, like a
Alec.
young, like he's on the younger side.
how far is Alec?
Not far.
It's not that far.
Do you think one of us could like accompany him so no one snatches him or kills him while he goes there? I would be happy to like escort him and then come back.
You escort him back to Alec.
I can definitely do that, yeah. Since
Yeah.
Maury and I are already in the woods. so-
Assuming he wants to go back to Alec. Like, if he doesn't want to go back to Alec,
You're kind of
let
on your
him
own.
go on his own path. If he does, accompany him. Be his chaperone.
Yeah, I do not want the little kid on his own. What do you want, Asher?
I mean, I'll go back home. I won't tell anyone about this place here. I don't really know what this place fully is. I mean, it's a camp, but like,
Right.
Good decision. I'll take you back.
Good decision, buddy.
Yeah, Mari and I will take you back. I'm talkative. You can ask Mari, but I'll accompany you on your way.
okay, okay.
Maybe someone else should accompany him too.
Where are you meeting the dragon?
I mean,
Because this is day 7. For day 7.
In
Also-
the camp?
so is Zace and Mari gone for that then?
Question: is it smart to meet the dragon in the camp?
Maybe not?
I mean, doesn't he know?
Does he know our location?
There was no
I would
location
assume
given
so.
in the orb.
So I would just assume he'd be like following us by smell or something like that. To be honest.
Do we want to talk to the dragon again? I can ring him on the phone.
That is this after I took the kid back, or is
Well,
this happening while?
Yeah.
You can be there for this because this is once again, wibbly
mean,
wobbly,
if-
timey
if
wimey.
I'm
This
back at
these kind of
home.
discussions can be done.
The kid is not back at
multiple
home.
times. The kid is returned home. He has no idea of how to get back to the camp. I am willing to say that as
Okay, bye bye,
DM
kiddo.
Fiat.
Mari and I leave.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Okay, I maybe beat the dragon on the outskirts of the woods.
Do you want me to tell the dragon then?
Well, if he doesn't show up soon, yes.
Outskirts of the
All
wood.
right.
The
Do we want to give the?
closest outskirts of the wood would be Alec.
God, in the woods then. Okay.
Zace is good at the woods. He can show you maybe a good spot. I don't know.
Why don't we go to the spot where we fought the guy who kept coming back to life?
That
That-
sounds good to me.
That's good.
Okay.
We could do like a flare signal or something. Well, actually, no, that's not a good one. We could call him.
Just
Yeah. I have his number right here.
Yeah.
Pulls out a slip of paper with like magic glyphs on it that like reaches Golden Dragon.
No,
and now we wait.
What do you say? I assume you are implying the sending spell, Jacob.
Are you sending?
I only if we know what we want to say first. I want to how you say get the script sort of going before should we prepare a couple responses? I can do it. I can technically do it 3 times, but I kind of only want to do it twice. Each time I can send something there, and the dragon can send something back. Because I have something I want to do with my last spell today.
Are you actually coming? If not, that's okay. If so, we are in the woods near
Alec?
Alec.
We have 8 words left we can use.
I don't know. What's something that's noticeable? He's a dragon, so he'll probably like see us from the sky. Are we gonna like set up a campfire or like?
put your friend Tsubaki.
There's
Come
still
here.
5 left.
Oh boy.
Oh, letters.
It's
Just Tsubaki?
No, there's 5 words.
Oh.
I mean, you know for a fact, or at least Ketch has the suspicion that he can become a human. So,
It-
discretion is.
we would like to
Possibly
talk.
All right, we ready?
I guess so.
Hi. I mean, I'm go sending stone, right? Sending stone.
Okay.
Go little stone.
I cast sending
Okay.
to the golden dragon. Say, hello, gold dragon. This is Ketch. Are you still meeting us? If not, that is okay. We are near the woods by Alig. Good day. And that's
That's 25, I think.
Yep.
Perfect. Good day. Give
I
like a
look
little
forward
bow in
to
the
when
end.
these start getting chaotic.
Asterisk. Bow. Asterisk.
I look forward to hearing what dragon sounds like.
Me too.
Is
Is it
there
the
a
horrifying one?
The dragon hasn't met Mari yet, because Mari wasn't with us in that fight. What were they?
Um,
I
don't
think they
think-
technically were.
you do get
No,
a
they weren't
response.
actually, no.
Oh, that's quick. They are
it's
fast
sending.
texted.
Yeah, it's like you have to go quick, otherwise it's lost.
Oh,
You said that you said you'd be interested in meeting. You're near Alig. I will send an envoy there to meet you.
All right.
And that's it.
The dog is sending an envoy to meet us near alley, is what he said.
Cool.
Wanna head to Alec?
Well, I thought the place we're in is like sort of near Alec, or do you want to go to Alec then? Are we gonna spend like the next couple days walking around Alec and near it to look for him?
I mean, we don't know what he means by near Alec.
Nor do we. Should we like?
I feel like if we start heading to Alex,
think
that might
if
be
we-
best. I feel like this envoy would be heading towards town.
Okay.
We just show up at the local tavern. He may be there.
Like, I have a feeling we'll know who we're looking for when we see him.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Mhm.
I understand. Understandable.
It's beginning to
Alec.
get slowly later towards the day. The sun is beginning to set over the horizon.
I would like to try one thing before the end of today.
Okay.
So, just with the glyphs, because they're not permanent because of the dust.
The cost.
Essentially, the spell gets cast exploded out, right? Essentially.
Right. You get the sense that it would fire, but you don't get the effects of the spell because you don't have the cost. You just get the understanding that this is something that would work. It's sort of like a high school level science class. Like, you learn the fundamentals, but like they're not going to let you take a bit of like raw sodium and drop it in water.
Yeah.
Potassium. I feel like those two do similar things in
They
water.
do.
Yeah. So, like, if I cast, say, the shield spell through Glyph of Warding without the 200 diamond gold dust, and lob it as a reaction to Subaki or something like that, would the shield spell still fire off, or is it just theoretical still, and it's not actually activating?
The shield spell, you can see it pops up, but it doesn't have constraints or limits, and so it just kind of explodes outward, and you see the glyphs just break. And so you get the activation of the shield, and then it just kind of explodes outward as a kind of almost like a bit of a firework.
All right, cool. Understood. I was just wondering if through this I would be able to do range of self to others, but I would still.
It is a possibility.
I mean, I'm willing to. Hey, does anyone want to try this magic thing with me?
No, you almost
No.
killed me last time.
It was-
broke my
it was-
violin. I'm not doing it again.
You're at the
Zagro?
stage where you need to start investing money into it to get new results.
Yeah. I realize this. Every genius ever. Am I right?
Gotta get your research funding.
Oh, if only there was some type of program where I could get a grant just for my research.
Too
There
bad
are
I didn't-
places where you can get
It would
that.
probably be-
It's not here.
Yeah.
Arungar?
Guys,
All
I
the more
really want to
reason to
go
get
to
catch in
Arungar when we
Arungar.
get the chance. When we get the chance, I really want to go to Arungar.
So I can get a grant.
Maybe a scholarship.
Yeah, like an interview.
I too
Write an
would like
essay.
to go to places. So, if there is any point where you guys have different interests than what I'm doing, I'm willing to go my own way.
Yeah.
Same here. I am not really interested in going in such a large area, but I do need information. So I am quite conflicted about that.
Just saying, I've got the itch to travel and play in different places, and I'm feeling the pull.
Hi everyone.
We might soon. We'll have to see after we talk with the dragons. envoy.
Okay.
Okay. I assume this is all kind of like walk and talk on the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Jacob's phone died, by the way,
Oh.
so if you don't hear him by the end of the session, it's because it died. He's plugging it in now.
Gotcha. So you arrive in Alleg just as like the last rays of sun are going over the horizon. There are the 2 taverns in town. The bigger one is the Whistled Way that you.
Nope.
Okay.
Also, human disguise.
Human disguise. Okay.
I have no problem going into any of the taverns, so I would check it out just to see what's going on. I can do it stealthily too.
Zace and Mari can't really be seen in large areas, right? So
I mean, Mari
both-
is strange. I mean, there's nothing super strange about Zace on his own.
oh well,
I feel like we had Mari in here just fine. We had them kind of hide in a wagon. We don't have one anymore, but
we could be like Mari's just an interesting horse.
Didn't we leave the wagon in the camp, or did we leave it somewhere else?
I feel like we might have left it either at the camp or at Bone Grove.
No, we had to have left it at camp because we took the Abyssal Phoenixes back to the tower.
So we got, in theory, we have the wagon back.
Can we just say we took it whenever we left?
It's okay, guys.
It's okay. It's okay to accommodate you and your creature's needs.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
So are you going? Okay, we can spin back a little bit. Are you going to hook up horses to a wagon so that Mari can ride in the wagon and just kind of wait outside the town?
Mm-hmm.
I guess so, yeah.
Or outside the tavern?
That sounds like much. Like we're gonna need a lot of horses for that.
Not really.
2.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the wagon
Oh,
will
Mari.
need 2.
Wheels help.
It should be fine.
Okay.
If you have another idea, you're welcome to say it.
I was just thinking of just Mari and I like chilling outside, like if there's like a hill that overviews Alec.
I'm going to go buy healing potions.
Okay.
As you are, since it is getting late at night in town, the
shop's closed.
Yeah, the shops are closed.
I'm gonna go shopping. Oh, everything's closed.
Well,
Come back in the morning.
I am going to go search around and see if I can find our dragon friend.
Okay, go ahead and roll me your choice of investigation or streetwise.
Can I do that too?
Sure.
Would streetwise be like charisma?
Yes.
Okay.
I've returned.
You have
14?
returned. 14.
Welcome back.
Zagra?
Not one.
That one.
Don't mind me.
Okay. Zagra heads to the tavern on the farther end of town, whereas Tsubaki heads towards the Whistled Way. Both taverns are decently busy. There is perhaps a slightly larger number of people in there. Both have some presence of lancers. There's a couple more at the Whistled Way, but there's also a lot more people, so it's probably the ratio is actually a little bit less. Tsubaki. As you are there,
Yes.
you do see an individual kind of having a booth kind of to the corner on their own. Just kind of keeping watch around. They have slightly curly black hair, sort of like the stereotypical Italian mustache that's kind of very thin on the edges, like almost like a Salvador Dali, and a small goatee, and then kind of just, well, they have a cloak on. You can see underneath that it is slightly more noble wear, slightly
What
more
color are their
colorful.
eyes?
Do you get close enough to see?
I do.
Okay. Brown.
All right. I know that the dragon can speak telepathically, so I start thinking
Dragon,
telepathically.
dragon,
Are
dragon,
you
dragon.
here, golden dragon?
You
Dragon,
do not
dragon.
get any responses. However,
forget
as
it's
you are
an
here in
envoy.
the tavern, go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I got a 19.
Okay. As you are kind of projecting your thoughts into the ether, hoping that someone will pick up on them, you kind of find yourself wandering around the tavern and accidentally bump into somebody. They are kind of getting up and heading out. They are a halfling person. And it's a kind of a quick second as they kind of look over to you and like, wait, are you Subaki?
I am Subaki.
Oh, okay, wonderful. I actually have something for you. I'm gonna need to head over to our post to kind of pick it up. So, if you could just like stick in town for a little bit. We were wondering, we're waiting
here.
to see if you had
If I'm
showed
not
up
in
elsewhere to
this
see if we could
tavern,
forward. You've got some.
I may be
yeah.
in one of the other. Yeah.
Okay. So okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll go get that, and I'll be right back. Yeah.
I appreciate
It'll probably be
it.
about 15, 20 or so minutes, depending on kind of how easy it is to find. But yeah, no, I will.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and get that to you.
Well, once this guy is left, I guess I
hell
go
is
in
that?
and someone's dog.
Oh, what?
That was
That
Jacob.
was the dog.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was.
Oh, it was Mila. Must have been Mila.
Hold on, give me a second.
I'm like, it sounded like a dog.
I'm pretty sure it was like a person going.
It sounded
Yeah,
like
she
when
was
Andrew
whining.
does Mari sounds, but
Yeah.
Andrew was talking, so it couldn't have been.
I'm not that good.
Mari just appears in the window.
Mari was real the whole time.
But yeah, yep. So I actually go up to the dark-eyed stranger and say, "Hey, how are you doing?"
Good. What brings you to? Sorry, he would speak very eloquently, and I'm stuttering over all of his things.
That is all right.
What brings you here today? I've kind of got these seats a bit reserved for some folks I'm meeting.
Well, I'm here to meet someone in town. I'm a performer.
Oh, wonderful. What sort of areas have you played? Perhaps I've seen your show?
You might have. Give me a second. Let me look at the map. I played up and down the west coast from
Okay.
the City of Songs all the way up to Port Coventry.
Okay, I don't really get out that way much. I mean, I found my way down to Severin before, so you might have stopped by there, but I don't get out of the Heartlands that much. What's your name?
My name is Subaki, the little lily of the west or east, depending on which direction I'm traveling.
Okay.
Or north or south?
Don't
No,
go
it's
north.
always east or west.
Oh, okay.
Don't go north. Never go north. Why would you go north?
Don't seem to return.
Well, in that case, then, I am Sir Isaac Linwin Severe. And please, feel free to
Oh.
take a seat. I am. And if your compatriots are also around, feel free to show them to this spot here.
I'm not sure where they're at right now, but I don't mind taking a seat.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so tell me, you contacted well, I am an apprentice mage over in Arungar. You had reached out and contacted my master, the great wizard Dromage. He told me that you had business you wanted to discuss.
So is Amrit, can't say it to save my life.
Ramen?
Ramage?
Ramen?
Ramage. Would he happen to be the dragon we saw encountered? I say this very low key whisper.
He
don't
is
know
the
if-
bonded mage.
Ooh. What does that mean?
I mean, it's a golden dragon that said the blonded mage.
The bonded.
Bonded.
Odd.
Yeah, I was
Odd.
supposed to say bonded. I'm like, I don't know what you thought I was supposed to get out of that one.
Oh, I heard blonde, so I'm like, okay,
I mean, he is blonde.
blonded.
You said you had something of an encounter with him over in Bone Grove that you
We
wanted to.
did. He was looking for some. I believe it was the mages in the Blackstone Tower over in Bone Grove. There
Okay.
was a incident, and he kind of wrecked the place. Though I was very enthusiastic of his violence, and I didn't protest one bit.
I liked his violence.
Yep.
Nice violence.
I feel as though the mages in that tower had things coming to them.
Really? What kind of? We've spent some of our time picking through the remnants of there. I'd be interested in hearing
Well,
about.
as far as we can tell, they may or may not be. They may not be responsible for the death of people that are important to some of the people in my life.
Fair enough.
I'm being very round about it. I want to say, but not say anything.
Yeah.
Where I wish we
I
were
learned my
there.
lessons.
I don't know that one. Are you referring to like lore about Tsubaki or?
The gift people were killed.
Oh,
That needs to be
oh.
killed.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm confused because it's Tsubaki. That's this.
We're not there. We
Oh,
should be there.
I was about to say, you guys all went off and did other things, and the first thing I did is like check to see if the dragon was in the town. It's like that was like what we were doing. It's like, where are you guys going?
Looking around.
There's a dragon in town. I want to meet him.
I mean, Alec is
Yeah,
pretty,
we're
like,
looking
big.
around for the guy the dragon sent. He offered to let you find us.
He said, "Go bring your compatriots" or something like that.
He
No,
really
I-
did.
I think he said that it was okay to invite you over, but I didn't think you were actually in the bar with me. That's why.
Well, we're around town.
Invite
You
us
can probably
over as and come find us.
go around and be like, "Hey, friends, come." We probably look like people that are looking for something as well.
Okay.
Like, we should be there, having this conversation
well,
with
if you decide
him.
you want to come by, I mean, go for it.
We don't know he's there.
Well, you better hope that your character just happens to stop by, maybe.
Tsubaki!
As Tsubaki is beginning this conversation, and the rest of you are outside the tavern, kind of patrolling the town, seeing where individuals are, you see a halfling leave the tavern and begin heading to a post several doors down and on the opposite side of the street.
Okay.
How does that help?
It doesn't, but it's narrative flavoring.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
So
I
that
mean, yeah, I'm just gonna continue my conversation. So,
Okay, go ahead.
and then
You have
and
no
then-
choice. You're in this now.
Well, yeah. So,
oh no, did Jacob's phone die again?
No, there.
No, he's back.
maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Do I remember what we were supposed to be asking them?
That's on you.
Yes.
I'm
I remember
I
we
know I
called
was
them.
in the group, but I don't remember word for word what we just said, what we wanted them to know.
I remember we called them because of Catch, right? Catch's
We
weird.
initially
I
called them
swear-
because of Catch,
But then I fixed Catch.
but
Yeah.
then Catch got fixed.
So now what?
Don't take that out of
And-
context.
Ooh, e.
We now want to talk to him about why Dramage is so pissed off at Kaz, Rin, and Iviar.
Okay, I'm going to ask this.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
I will butcher the names if I say them out loud right now because my tongue is just so not working with me today.
Okay.
It's like Eviar, and then I don't even remember the other one.
Dramage, Kaz, Rin, and Iviar. They're on the map.
They're all they're all there. If we are presumed dead, drawn dead, Kaz presumed dead, Dramage.
Okay. Yeah, I am like, why are those guys so pissed off?
He pauses for a second. I'm not familiar with all of the names that you said there. However, the speaker Rin, who you encountered, was previously a member of my master's council, who turned away from us, and
I was about to say.
has been levying some of our information back towards us in minor demonstrations.
Oh. So he was trying to play you guys for the fool. I see. Well, I don't know if he died for sure, but I'm pretty sure he definitely got knocked down a peg or two.
I can confirm for you that my master did not leave him standing.
Alive. That kind of makes me happy.
I do have further
He
questions
didn't
about
see-
that, as he suffered wounds in that battle that are not healing.
Oh. Did anyone
Oh.
hit? Did any of us hit him?
What kind of heal? Oh. Whoa, wait a minute.
Does this have
Might
to do
it
with
have
Catch as well?
something to do with Catch?
Oh.
Well, okay, I will
What?
explain.
Let's see what's happening.
I'm not there.
None of you
I-
are
Well,
there
we're
other than
not
Tsubaki.
there. We can't weigh in.
Anyways, while I don't know about your master, a member of my party too got severely injured, but I was able to do something about it. It's my
You, Mom. You're squeaking. Okay, it's your phone.
What sort of thing were you able to do?
Well, let's just
We
say
have
that my
exhausted several of our
let's
most
just say
potent
I'm an
clerics.
expert in whatever it was affected him. I may be able to do something about it. I've been recently doing a set of research into a certain language from another dimension or so, and I've gotten quite proficient with it.
He looks at you a little bit confused.
I'm not being very open right now because I don't know you very well and I don't know what your motives are. So I'm just telling you right now, I'm not going to give you all of the information I have right up front.
That is, no, that is completely fair. Um,
But if there's you want us to go to, is he in Eviar or Arungar?
Arungar?
yes, he is
Sorry,
back at the palace right now.
Tell you what, I know that at least one member of my party wants to go. Let me go and find them right now and
You
see
said
what
the
they want
palace.
to do.
The palace isn't confirmed there, though,
That is
right?
not what I said.
Oh, sorry.
She's finding Ket.
Oh,
I'm gonna come and get
She's
all of you
actually
guys.
doing the thing she should have done.
Mm-hmm.
And Andromeda is back at
It's
the
okay.
palace.
okay. Sorry.
Anyways. So let me go get my friends, and I'll be right back, and we will see what we can do. Because I want to head towards the West Coast, but I know at least one of them wants to go to the big city over there, and I've never been, so I'm open to the option.
Oh, if you can help out my master, I believe we can arrange several
Alright.
other opportunities for you.
I like opportunities. Let me go get my friends, and we can negotiate. So I go out, and I go to look for my friends.
Okay. Um,
Do I go and find them?
yes, they are outside of the tavern, kind of.
I say, guys, I think I found a person we need to be looking for. You might want to come this way.
Wait.
The courier also, you see him kind of coming out of the post there, and he has a small bundle of envelopes tied together with twine. And he kind of begins
Oh my
hurriedly
gosh, Andrew! Oh my gosh! Okay.
What?
Well, I
What?
don't know what he's geeking over, but I lead everybody back to the booth.
Oh.
I go and sit down. What are they doing?
Well, the courier will come to you, Tsubaki, as seeing you outside,
Well,
gathering them, and he will pass the
okay.
package off over to you. I'm so sorry we were holding on to these. We've been trying to find you for a while, and well, you came into town and then disappeared for a while, and so yeah, we were wondering if we could like.
Is extended warranty, is it?
I shall open this later. Thank you very much for whatever you have returned to me.
No problem. Happy to help.
Yep.
This isn't about our carriage's extended warranty, is it?
It is not about that.
It is not about our carriage's extended warranty.
Don't work with the people who engage with that sort of thing.
Okay, good.
But I would highly advise you not to send large amounts of gold via the post.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either.
Yeah.
But there's this prince, right? And he says he just needs a little bit.
Catch, just let it go.
Look,
Let it go.
If there's someone on the Sandtail who is looking for you, I'd perhaps recommend writing them first and engaging in conversation before betting a lot on their success or their ventures.
Okay, so there are scammers in this world now.
Confirmed.
Anyways, going into the tavern and meeting the dude,
Okay.
Hello.
Ah, it's
we
pleasure to meet
discussed the
Rust.
details with everybody. So now everybody is up to speed.
Yeah, the two of them can recap and kind of get you all up to
Okay.
speed on the information.
Happy.
Yay.
Yay.
Happy. Yay.
So I've extended my part of the bargain to you guys. To your lot, your troop here. What sort of things can we do for you? You had mentioned some
Honestly-
restorations to your friend here, but I seems to be kind of back to
Yeah.
Yes.
himself.
She
Yes.
managed to fix that. But that was after I sent the message.
Yes,
I apologize.
they're dreadfully
happen.
slow or
Messenger
Orbing
orbs.
systems. They definitely need to upgrade those in the future. But
Is
anyways,
it coming back? Just honest question.
I do not know. Here, he will reach into his bag and pull out another one and just pass it to you.
Thank you.
I do not know if he has plans to return, but nonetheless, here we go. Here you go. So all is fair.
Thank you.
so I know that Ketch wants to go to Arungar. How about the rest of you? Are you interested in going to Arungar?
I could go to Arungar. I'm interested.
Okay.
Frankly,
What
I
about
am not.
Well, what would you want to do if we decided to go?
I might continue my own travels and search.
Where do you want to go?
I just go where the wind leads me, I guess.
Oh, does that means we're parting ways with you?
Possibly.
Okay,
We can always meet back up at a later point.
Yeah.
that's true. Well, I guess we're gonna go with you to Arungar. If there's no other objections from anybody else, is there?
So is that
You
where the
mentioned
palace is
that
at?
you were
Yes.
learning different magics that were able to heal these sort
Yep.
of wounds?
I will have to test to see if the same thing that affected my friend has affected your master. But in the long run, if it is, I have understanding of how to possibly restore your master back to his previous state of health and glory.
What exactly is wrong with Drummage?
I think it's the dragon. Wait, I know it is
Drummage
Drummond.
is the dragon.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I am.
It's all good. He suffered several wounds in the battle at that tower. Most of them physical. But it seems that they dug far deeper than any of our clerics could, or have been able to. Have been able to restore. none of us really know what he's doing on the other side, but the mage himself, Dromage, is not looking very good for wear. He has staff coming by his quarters around the hour, tending and dressing his wounds.
I see.
And there is no change day to day, no matter what is done. If you are able to, we would be willing to pay handsomely. We would.
As I said, I am willing to cooperate with you and do what I can. And if it is something else, I can apologize, and that's about it. I would have to have contact with them, and I would have to see if what I've learned would do anything. But I'm pretty confident that he was in the same area as my friend. They both seem to have gotten hit by the same thing. I don't know what it is, but they were both seem to be affected at the same time. So I come to conclude that what I've been learning the last bit of time and the things I've come to understand, I believe that I would be able to help you. And I don't want to show you until I get to where your master is, because I don't want to disappoint people with something that may not work.
Question. It seems like Dromage's wounds are mainly physical. However, wasn't Ketch one's mainly like a mental wound?
Yes, but do you remember that my far call was what healed him initially? And my far call may be able to do something for the dragon Dromage.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm sorry, I'm not
That's
very
correct.
well.
That's
I
a
know,
completely
I
valid
understand.
point.
That's
No,
why
I'm honestly not following the correlation there either.
Yeah, it's like
Ketch went down in the middle of the battle whenever we were with the dragon.
Because he
Right.
had his brain ripped out.
yeah, because he lost his orb.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be assumed that the dragon had the same kind of attack thrown up at him?
No?
I don't
Why
know.
not?
They sound more like necrotic wounds that are
Well,
resisting healing because undead.
well, I've learned restoration spells through the far call, and I may be able to do something about it.
It's worth a shot, but
that's
just
what
note,
I'm
we're
saying.
not really seeing the correlation between Ketch and Dromage.
I do.
I am not well informed in magic to say my opinion. I just
Okay. So. I actually have some slight business. I should be meeting some other individuals here in town in about. He takes a look at his wrist, and there is it's a watch, but it is an intricate device with lots of gears that kind of tick around. In a few hours, if you would be able to meet me back here, probably by first light tomorrow morning, I can get us on our way.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, yes, I'll go ahead and begin getting transportation ready for all of us, and I will see you then at first light. But
Adieu.
until then, you have no business with the city of Arungar, just for sake of secrecy, and I was not here, nor am I myself.
Okay.
And he says that kind of with a little bit of a wink and like kind of a flourish, just like
I wave
there's.
him off.
Thumbs up.
Yep.
I slowly
Thumbs up.
nod.
I know the drill. I've dealt with Faye.
I just nod slightly.
Okay.
Zace just looks. No expression.
He will gesture for you to get up and exit the booth then, first.
And we're leaving.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we leave.
Okay. You leave. You head on out. You have. It is roughly what would be equivalent to about 9:30 at this point. So you have the rest of the night to kind of go until you're supposed to meet him back basically right there at dawn.
Go
just gonna
get
go
rooms
back
at
to
the other
Mari.
end.
Go get rooms at the other. Okay.
Go get rooms. Go to Mari.
Yes, Mari
yeah,
is
Zace-
fine and happy to see you.
Zace is not the type to sleep in an inn. He's always slept outside.
Okay. So you are able to go and get rooms. The other inn, it is much cheaper, and the rooms do reflect that. But it is 5 silver pieces per night.
No problem.
Okay.
But you are able to get as many rooms as you would like for the night.
Can I see if I can play for a free room?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a performance check with advantage.
All right. I got 28.
Yes, you are able to get. The tavern is willing to give you a room for the night, and you're able to make enough coin to essentially negate any other costs for rooms for the others.
Okay.
So if you are providing, that would be for individual rooms. That would be then, a gold and a half at least. Extra or, yeah.
Okay.
But you are able to make enough money to suitably bed everybody. That came out wrong.
Nice.
Yeah. Anything overnight that you guys would like to work on or do, or shall morning rise?
I guess morning shall rise.
Yep.
Okay. So, the sun comes up and you make your way back over to the Whistled Way. There are significantly less people here, but you do see Severe kind of over at the corner of, basically in the exact same place you left him. He is taking notes in a journal. He has he's kind of keeping it a little bit secretive about what he has there, but you can see that there is a bag of coins that was on his person that is no longer there anymore.
Okay.
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 Is anyone looking for or is anyone going to try and dig deeper into what he's doing, or just nah? It's okay if
Nah.
not.
Nah.
Okay.
Ketch is just sort of going along with all this, just sort of silently, like, just
He
like, you know what?
doesn't
Let's-
want us to snoop.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's completely fair. Are you going along, Zace, is Zace and Mari going to stay back and kind of do their own thing until
Zace
reconvening?
woke up early morning as well, and walked over to the inn. I mean the tavern, just to like listen in.
Okay.
He's with them.
Okay. Gotcha. I
Okay.
want to be sure. All right then. So, if you give me just a moment, you see a small flash on a ring that he is wearing. Ruby gem on the inside, ornate gold patterning all around it. And then all of a sudden there are chalk marks that are kind of drawn in a circle around all of you. All right, off we go.
Yep.
And you see, like this is a final thing. Like he's gonna activate the circle if, for Olive.
Oh, Stacy's gonna take a quick step back. Oh,
Okay.
Wait,
see you guys off then.
good night.
See ya.
So, yeah. Zace, you watch as the runes of the circle flare, and it almost begins to seem like the entire space around is warping at the seams, as though there is a bit of a bolt of energy that just kind of rolls along each of the chalk marked lines and begins emanating forth from it like heat on a hot day, just kind of affecting the air around. And with a quick flash, everyone in the booth is gone.
Stace is like,
In
well,
the
that was
booth?
interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
all of you.
Except me, right? Because
Yep. Yeah, you step back.
Well,
Okay. Guess what? Did he just teleport us somewhere?
Yup.
Nice.
yep.
Nice.
Cool.
Isn't that rare?
Yup. Only
Oh.
like
That is.
teleportation is not available to commoners.
Oh.
It is highly protected.
That's a level 10.
I'm gonna take
No,
notes
it's a
right
level
now.
5. It's a teleportation circle.
I'm taking notes right now, but is saving the runes in his head to write down when he's alone.
Okay. Zace.
Hmm?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Where's my mouse? Where's my? Oh, there you are.
Have you tried the cheese drawer?
It was not there, but with 3 cats, I don't think I'll find one there. Perception. Math. 13.
Okay. 13. Seeing where everyone was at the table, you see almost a bit of broken black glass, just like a fine layer of dust right on the edge of the table where Severe was sitting. It kind of extends downward to the booth bench. It just strikes as odd.
So
Like something
black
that
dust?
might not have been there. Like, yeah. Like almost like broken glass.
Could I examine it closer?
Sure. It is sand-like almost. Almost sort of like if you specifically only shave the graphite part of a pencil, but just kind of like a smear.
Could I touch it?
Yeah.
You touch it?
It kind of sticks to your finger as though dust, like sand, or like small pieces of glass. It is hard. It is vaguely metallic, but obsidian would be the closest comparison. It's got a slight refractive property.
Okay. I
Um,
do not plan to taste it, so no.
Probably a good
That is
idea.
That's
Um,
yeah.
as for the other side, you find yourselves standing in a palace courtyard.
Ooh.
There is a large fountain that is decorated with 8 figures standing in a circle, each um, essentially ready, like in readying heroic poses. Um, and kind of all around is draconic iconography. Um, and just different arcane symbols or artistic representations of arcane symbols. Um, the statue itself is at the center of this fountain is white marble with heavy gold inlays and accents at every angle. Uh, Aside from that, there are the paths everywhere are made of a lightly red cobblestone that is neatly tiled and tessellated into hexagonal pieces that spread in every direction, up to stone walls with white marble tops, and gardens all around. Um, Trees and plants from not just this realm, but Zagre, you would recognize some from the Fey realm as well. And there are ones that you don't recognize, perhaps from even other wilder spaces out there. But it is an intersection of all known worlds, um, of everything that is known and unknown, that to both you and perhaps even to others who walk this palace.
Okay.
There are beams of sunlight that seem to kind of ride in through into different threads throughout the entire area here. It is wholly bright in basically every regard, and Severe doesn't really seem to react to it much, and he begins walking towards a large, almost courtroom style building with large pillars that span upward and huge doors and large stained glass windows that hit with light in every direction. The doors themselves are 15 feet tall, and they just open into this large, echoing foyer, and which then opens forward into a large chamber for business and commerce, where there are. It is all designed in a sort of octagonal structure. There are several large chairs that protrude from the center, followed by benches in octagonal structures all around it, just where people can sit and meet. But it is all kind of like from one pinnacle point up at the top to down, just in this kind of graceful flourish. And Severe kind of seems to enter this area and then walk around to a corner, to a side corner, where he opens up another door that leads into a little bit of a back. What's the word? What's the phrasing for it? Basically, a small hidden corridor that leads to a small spiral staircase that leads up to a higher level that builds off into this same structure in a different direction. And he's just kind of leading you up and away.
Okay.
Just looking around at everything and following as best I can.
This is. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
I am drinking in the details. I am looking at all of the shiny objects I see.
Okay. There are a lot of shiny objects.
I figured.
I be willing to bet they're all shiny objects.
And if they're not shiny, they are very notably and clearly expensive.
Oh boy.
Oh, I could live in this place forever. I would play any song your master wanted. Just for a room in the kitchen.
He chuckles slightly. No. Well, you stay here. We'll have rooms put together for you.
Well, Bard. That's what we do.
You.
But he eventually leads you up, and there is another small door at the end of the staircase that leads into a large room. Ketch, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Will do. Hold on, let me check my Arcana skill. Okay, I rolled a natural 20 plus 4.
Okay,
Heck yeah.
that's awesome. As you are making your way through both sides of this corridor, whenever the door opens, you can see that there are carved glyphs in and along the door frame that, for a brief moment as the door opens, light up, and then you see them flash again as the door closes, but just like very briefly and very faintly. But it is a similar sequence of patterns to that which you were copying down and kind of noting from back in Alec, the booth. And so
Gotcha.
he holds the door. Severe holds the door for you all to exit the chamber, and the room here that you enter is, I mean, grand is one way to describe it, but it is fundamentally massive, and it is overlooking almost the entirety of the palace itself. It's much higher up than you thought you would have walked on the stairwell. And kind of sitting there in this, laying down in this monstrous bed, you see a humanoid figure with blonde hair, kind of blonde facial hair features. And there are probably about 20 nurses, attendants. There are people who are dressed in armor and have various holy symbols and sigils on them. There are also lots of guards who all kind of wear similar garb and guard to this individual. Ketch, the person who is laying here, is the same one that you saw through the eyes of Aristotle as he fell over Oakencross. This is the mage Dromage. As you approach, you can see that there are marks that are rent upon his body that dig, and some places several inches down and last for several feet across. There are bandages all across his body, kind of covering these, but they have soaked through in several areas. He seems incredibly weak.
Hello, my name is Kitch, and I gesture to whoever's next. I don't know, Subaki.
Hello, my name is Tsubaki, the little lily of the west.
Zakra?
He is. You get the feeling that there is not full lucidity here.
That makes sense.
Sivir will kind of walk up to you. He's been in and out of this state. Sometimes better, sometimes much worse. Ever since the battle at Bone Grove.
Okay. So am I allowed to go and check on him? I asked this out loud. Am I allowed to go and check on him?
One of the clerics will kind of speak
I
up.
will
Like,
understand.
what is
we
your
need to-
plans here going forward?
Okay. So, not everybody agrees with me. I know this, but when we were at the battle at Bone Grove, around the same time your master was hit, my friend was as too, and it caused him to be put out of commission for a while.
Ketch is just going to just lightly nudge or step on just Tsubaki's foot just a little bit.
I'm not saying it was your fault. I'm just saying it hit you at the same time.
No,
But
that's
we
not
don't
what
know
Ketch is trying.
what.
And also, Ketch is trying to say, "Hey, don't." Well, Ketch is just like essentially trying to get you to stop.
All
Kind
right,
of where that
fine.
comes.
Anyways, I might have a skill that might be able to help. I don't know for sure, and I don't know if it's what I think it is. But have you guys tried everything else?
We have tried every matter of arcane and divine spell that we have in our repertoires.
Well,
Really quick, Andrew. I'm just gonna have a good old haste just prepared for myself, just in case. Not outwardly showing aggression, but in case things go south, I have that prepared.
Somebody who wanted to be here so bad, it kind of makes it seem like you wish you would have stayed with Zace.
I wanted to be in Arungar, not here in Arungar.
This is in Arungar.
I know. I wanted to be in the town, not specifically
If you
this
decide you want to
room.
vacate the premises right now, go for it.
I don't think I can. I literally do not think I am allowed to at this point.
Yeah,
No.
you think you saw too much.
Anyways, so if you've tried all of the things that have been tryable, there's only a solution that I have something you don't have. And I will explain it to you if you want me to.
Please do before you
Yes.
So
attempt anything.
Went to another dimension a while back. I learned of a language there. I'm a bard, by the way. And I discovered that there were emotional properties to the language that I have adapted to my music. I have discovered that there are different variations and combinations to this language. And I've been working with it for a little while now, and I would think that because of what I have come to understand about it, there are different aspects for each verse, I guess, and there is definitely an ability to restore things in this language of melody and emotion.
Okay. So your plan is
See?
So
Experimental at best.
it is experimental, but if they've already tried all the conventional arcane methods, what is there left to try?
Like I said, it's worth a try. I'm just not seeing the connection.
Well, That's okay.
But
I'm a
go
passionate individual, and I like to go on a little bit of belief. Blindly sometimes. So, whether this works or not, well, one way or the other, if it doesn't work and it gets worse, we're in trouble. But if it does work, inevitably the overall reward would be monumental. So, if you guys fear for your lives, you can go now.
Maybe
But
I
I
should
am
prepare
choosing,
to feign death on myself instead.
I am choosing to help this individual because all the methods of their at their means have been tried and have not worked. That is what I'm going to do. So I start thinking. I think about how I helped Catch when I was restoring his crystal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So would it be okay if I were to touch a blanket Gar the
Gromit?
dragon?
Gromit.
I'm sorry, I'm bad
I
with names. I'm terrible at them. I'm
were,
sorry. That is just
were
how it
you
is.
about to say the name of the freaking city?
I was probably. The G sticks in my brain, and I will go and flip through things in my mind. That's just how it works.
There's no
with me.
G in Dromage.
It sounds like a G.
It's a
I'm
J.
It's a
also bad at
J.
names.
It sounds like a G, and G and J are very similar in nature. So
I'll
when I
I'll
hear
give
them,
you that.
sometimes I mix them up. That's how my brain works.
Okay.
All right. So
They are curious about this. You have. You've broken sigils like. There is conversation between a couple of them. You hear someone mention like, why not try? I mean,
the
why
worst
not?
case scenario, if it doesn't work, well, you can truly say that you tried everything. And honestly, I know that there may be consequences for my failure. I would at least hope that if you need to take punishment on anybody, that you would do so on me and let my friends go. Because this is my gamble. I completely understand my skepticism of everybody else, and I would not want them to be punished for something that I have chosen to do.
See, I got locate object. I got my shield prepared. Feather falls
Is
nice.
there a window I can?
Would that be a reasonable and understandable thing to request of you?
What sort of things do you need for the ritual?
All I need is I need to look inside of him mentally to see if there is something disconnected. If I can. I don't even know if I can with him because it's a little different circumstances than what I've dealt with before.
I'll
I
give.
would-
I'll take one of the echo shards from my bag and hand it over to Sabaki.
I already
Roll a
have
sleight of
some.
hand check.
Okay. I was doing this in the open. I wasn't like I was literally like, going into my pocket, like very slowly pulling out a crystal and handing it over to Sabaki.
Okay, so you automatically fail the stealth check then. The sleight of hand.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm doing
Is
this
that
as
bad?
like an object.
Let's.
As
Is
shown,
there a
not a
window?
principle. Believe
I
Tsubaki
repeat,
needs
is there a
this.
window? Because that might be a better fate.
I don't think so. I think I should try everything I possibly can to help this person out. And that's what I'm going to do.
There is, as Ketch passes that to you, there is curiosity and hesitation among some of the others there. There is They don't say anything. They don't stop you, but they immediately note it and are clocking both of you.
It
Alright.
is just
I'm
it is
just
one of the
saying,
things we found in the
I'm
other
going to
dimension.
explain everything before I do it, okay? I'm going, this is an echo shard that reacts to my brand of magic that I'm going to be using. And if this magic has affected your master, it may have a reaction.
Okay.
If you want, I can pull out another echo shard and give it to you for study, or you can
Yes,
um, like
anything you
make sure
need
it's
to
tuned.
have trust in us.
They will quickly take, like, the different aides there will take the shard that you give them, Catch.
Yes.
And
Also,
I am also just going to adjust my scarf a bit, just to make sure my neck is completely hidden.
okay, fair
I
enough.
also want to say that anybody who is a magic user may need to step back a little bit because the last time I tried this, well,
They're
I'm
all
better at
magic
That
dabbing now.
includes
But
fucking
I don't think you should
drummage.
mention that right
They
now.
are all magic
I
users.
know, but once again, I want to warn everybody of all the circumstances before I go and do it. That is like be responsible.
That includes drummage.
I know, but he's already sick. I'm not gonna not help him. No matter how many
More
times you think
sick
it's a
does
bad
not
idea.
equal better.
Let's find out
Yeah.
what happens.
All right, so I repeat the process of what I did with Ketch to see if I could find that dark space like I did in Ketch's crystal,
Okay.
somewhere inside of the dragon. Because I
Okay.
cannot pronounce his name. Deal with it.
So, question: was there a window in this place?
Yes, there are several.
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead, jump out.
Cool.
I'm gonna eye Zagra and then eye the window.
Anyways, I once again I put my hand on his forehead. I keep the crystal in the other hand, and I want to see if I could find that place.
Zagra, Catch, go ahead and roll perception or insight.
All right.
Leave
If you want to do
insight's
one, I
better
can
for
do
me.
the other. I'll do perception then.
Okay. Ooh, that's a good one.
I got 11 for perception.
21.
Okay. The two of you would be able to clock this then. As Tsubaki is beginning to ready the ritual, Dromage's eyes are focused directly and solely on the crystal in Tsubaki's hand. And while he isn't moving much, the immediate expression, like the micro expressions that he is giving off and looking at it with, is fear. Not just fear, though, like straight terror.
No,
Yep.
But of someone who is just basically a prisoner of his own body.
It's okay. As long as the roll is good, everything's gonna be fine.
Looks at Catch. Looks out window.
Looks at Zagra. Also looks at window.
How did the other people in the room do with that roll?
They seem confused and hesitant at the
Like, now I
best.
guess-
Tsubaki, go ahead and what? I mean, you are touching his forehead and such, but like,
I mean, didn't I have to meditate down into his crystal before I could do anything with it with Ketch? Right?
you were doing music with it.
Yeah. No, but didn't I have to like fall into that dark space?
Yes.
Okay, so
Through
that's
music.
what I'm. Was I?
Yeah.
Stop making that echo.
Yeah,
So
it was a voice at the phone call, I believe.
okay. So I'm going to be
as cautiously as I can with this and strum a note from the restoration song.
Okay.
Just one note.
You begin to see. It seems like, you know how I described that it seemed like areas of the violin almost seemed to have almost like stress fractures in there that kind of broke off from the crystals that then hardened into the glass. You see them begin to shift slowly, with almost as though sands are flowing through them as you begin to do this, like dark sand that just sort of pulses rhythmically as you begin this melody. One note isn't going to do it.
Okay.
I just need the whole song, probably.
So I
You need the
strum
whole
3.
song?
Go start singing. Blah, 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 blah.
We need the whole song.
All right. You want the whole song?
Yeah, put your heart. I'm not even there. I'm just talking as player right now.
You're the safest one.
I am just player.
It's possible you might end up with
Um,
3 kind of protagonist-looking people coming up to you.
All right. I'm ready when you are. Resta tua Deua, resta tua Deua. Bring strength, restore to good. Resta tea tea.
As you are singing and playing the notes, you watch as the marks that go in the violin, areas where you saw them vibrating and moving back and forth, different sands, you see patterns begin to immediately erupt out of them into the hardened shell of the violin, and it just immediately falling back into it, almost as though a controlled liquid. At their zenith, you see small flashes of light, energy that kind of bounces in between and around. And you sense, you just feel the kind of general pulsing of energy within the violin. You reach your hand out to him, and you feel pain. Deep pain. There is a presence to the wounds that is almost that of a complete other entity to Dramish himself. As you kind of begin to further the song, kind of leaning in further, go ahead and roll me a charisma check.
All right.
A performance check, specifically.
Okay. Do I get advantage or disadvantage on
It's
that?
going to be a straight roll.
Okay.
Come on. Come on.
I got a 16
Okay.
Total?
total.
Okay. Not bad.
As you do, you see, as you are working through this, you begin to kind of, it almost feels like for a brief moment you are kind of falling into the harmony here. And eventually there is darkness around you. But it is not an empty darkness. there are there are two distinct silver threads that run through this place, each of which connected to another, then and intertwined between the two of them over and over again, inextricably linked. As you kind of begin to look out, the darkness begins to fill with mist and void, stars and ribbons of color that dash through into an almost perfect night sky.
Did we lose you?
No, not yet.
No,
Okay.
he's still here.
I thought we dropped you for a second because there's a pause.
What
am
do
in
you
this,
do
Andrew. I am
in this
invested.
space?
I start to follow the silver threads. I want to look at all of them before I even attempt to make a decision. I want to see where they all lead, one from another, whatever the tangle that leads to. I want to follow every path I can to see if there's something broken, missing, something. Heck, even if there's something in the void of darkness, I want to know what is there.
Okay. You begin to kind of follow them. They waft in and out around the area. Just kind of almost sourceless. Like there is no beginning, there is no end. There is the point where they meet and then become one. But as you are kind of looking around, occasionally the thread will just brush up against you. And in that split second of moment, there is thought. There is just an onrush of thought and memory.
Do
Students
I catch any of it?
in classrooms just immediately brushing by and then it's gone. Learning different sigils, you see different spiraling patterns that go infinitely onward forevermore, that just go in and out around the page, breaking down to every level without ever seeming an end, and then all of a sudden that's gone. The other thread, a little bit more golden. Both silver in nature, but this one seems to emanate with more power. Go ahead and
Okay.
roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence? Nothing else?
Correct.
Alright.
You got this, Lizzie. You got
Can I
this.
give myself a bardic inspiration to roll this?
You cannot.
Damn it.
I don't think you can give someone's hit yourself one.
Well,
Usually,
cannot-
no.
Yeah.
I was
No,
gonna
you
say-
can give yourself bardic inspiration, but where you are now versus where you are now, no. There is a disconnect and disunion between your interactions in this split second versus your actions in performing the song.
okay. I'm about to roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Got a 4.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yep.
As you begin to
Boy, I
kind
was
of look
begging for
through
anything
this,
else.
it feels denser. Whereas looking into one thread is like standing in a river. It is everything coming at you all at once, just an incredibly big rush of time and understanding and emotion. The other thread is indescribable. What might be a span of hours with just a small brush on the other thread is years. Time is flowing through you at an uncontrollable rate. You watch as there are moments of explosions and destruction, and you see how all of it begins to coalesce into a singular point and pair of eyes, of tying and binding with thousands of humans, all of them just immediately incinerating at the thought and presence of what they might have even come close to tapping into. You feel hot. You feel the energy and the magic burning into you. And it's still, even in that briefest moment, it is uncontrollable.
Okay.
Ketch and Zagra, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
All right.
Okay.
20.
There it is. 10.
Okay. You watch, and as you look at Tsubaki, who is in the process of this performance, this whole thing that is a brief moment of the song, you watch as Dramage's eyes immediately flash open, and you see the irises changing from a standard blue to a glowing gold, and then immediately off, and then back and on, and then it just begins almost flickering until like the entire sclera become this deep amber gold. And he's just kind of looking around, and there's still that same fear. As we roll back to Tsubaki, as you feel in this even form here, you feel almost as though blood, as though life itself has begun to just drain out of you. You see a moment as your hand leaves from the faintest brushing with this second thread. A shattering of glass. A rippling of stars and cosmos exploding out from a single point that begins to just engulf everything around it. And you feel almost a vacuum pulling you through, expelling you into a unknown world, an unknown realm. A splash of seas of stars and cosmos. Stars the size of your hand, a palm, a claw. Fire that doesn't even register. Sheer and ultimate power in its purest form. As you are thrown out of the realm of the state. All of your spells for the day are tapped.
Okay. Am I dead?
No, you don't have to save for
good.
it.
Okay.
Am I dead? Am I
Had to
am I
ask.
okay?
I had to ask. Well, so I've basically just been thrown out.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
You look
That-
haggard. There is this is
How
like-
many levels of exhaustion did I take for that one?
you don't take any, but
Oh
like
my
as
God.
far as just how you feel, this is like staying up for 5 days in a row. Like everything just kind of feels sluggish. Everything just kind of
And
feels broken and
what's
exhausted.
the mood in the room right now, Andrew? What's everyone like? Are they feeling stabby? Are they like thankful? Are they
Stabby.
what's everyone's
What's
reaction?
happening with Drummond? I think is the first question.
He is still lying there. The wounds do not seem to have healed any amount. But there does not appear to be any change for the better or the worse. And so it is this sickly air of anticipation, waiting for something to happen
Okay.
that does not seem to be happening.
I know I'm exhausted. I know I'm tired, but through it all, I want to make sure these people aren't going to attack us. So I say in a very light, wispy, drained voice. So I think that I am on to something with what I've been doing. I just need some rest. And I need some of those rings you guys magic people use to help you with spell casting, because I don't think I can do this by myself.
And some diamond dust.
That would help
No.
too, but whatever. I'm just saying I definitely think I'm onto something, but there is so much going on inside of him that I cannot perceive it all. I cannot understand it all. But I understand that he is in pain and I want to do something about it. I know there is fear in him, but I think I can do something about it. People's reaction?
There is, once again, hesitance. You have essentially been led into the room by a trusted advisor. Hence the reason swords were not drawn for any of this. You have performed a song and done what appears to have been an attempt at a healing ritual, at restoration.
Okay, so not stabby towards us. That's good.
Not hostile, or at least not that
Not
hostile.
stabby, but perhaps annoyed.
I can see something. You don't understand. Like, is there any way for me to show them what I saw, or attempt to show them what I saw?
And me
Like,
without my minor
maybe
illusion.
through, I was about to say, I have minor illusion.
Minor
I be
illusion would
able-
not be able to
to
hit all of those points. I mean, you could, I guess, actually. It would just take a significant amount of time.
Yeah, did you like years upon years?
Well, I wasn't. Anyways, but I promise you, I do not mean him any harm. I find, for what I have seen, his vast knowledge and understanding is quite beautiful to me, for what I have seen of it. And it would be very sad to lose something that beautiful. And I would do anything to help him. That is an absolute promise. I would do anything to help him.
One of the lead mages will kind of come forward to you and will take the time. Show us what you saw.
So I start to explain the method that I use. I start to explain about how I can see the threads as like threads of power and how they lead to whatever source Dramage has inside of him. And I know that for him to not be able to be healed by any conventional means, that there is something not right in this method that I'm using. Like there's something not right in this set of knowledge that he has. Something came along that came from the same place where my far call is what it is called, where it has come from, and something of the same nature has caused a disruption. I know that's what it is. It feels the same to me. And I know that if I had more power and more chances to do something, I would be able to take the brunt of what he is actually exuding from himself to actually do something. I just need more time to see it without this happening to me.
Okay. We can get you time. If this is... With all that you have said, we can make it work.
Okay.
If you can... It sounds like you are finding some results.
I am. And I am very grateful for your trust in me. I know that you're taking a lot on yourselves to let strangers near somebody that is important to you, but I assure you that I just want to help.
Okay. Okay.
And I know that I can do it if you let me. But I won't proceed if you guys do not want me to. I will leave, or heck, if you guys want to throw me in the dungeon for a couple of days because you do not trust me, I would understand.
Don't be silly. We have individuals looking for rooms right now.
All right.
Severe will show you to your quarters. Get some rest. Perhaps we can go through more methodology
Mm-hmm.
in the morning.
Yes.
Feel
let
free
me
to take
rest.
some time going through the palace.
Right now, all I want to do is sleep. I will explore this beautiful place when I am up and running.
Okay.
I would love to play in your grand dining hall. I'm sure this place has.
Okay. They will lead each one of you to a room um, elsewhere in the palace. They are right. They are 3 rooms right in a row, but each room itself is probably 7,500 square feet. It's huge.
Holy.
I am
And it is
completely
fully
satisfied
decked
these
out.
accommodations.
It is fully decked out with like every amenity you could possibly wonder. You could possibly want. Like the ceilings are vaulted to like 15 feet. They are these are huge rooms.
Is there by chance maybe some diamond dust sprinkled under the pillow?
No, there is not diamond dust sprinkled under the pillows.
Dang.
But as far as the pillows themselves, there are tons of them all over like a gigantic bed, and like it is
Man.
exuberance.
You guys can sleep wherever you want. I'm falling into the soft plushness that is that bed right there,
Okay.
right now.
Zagra, go
I'm
ahead
just-
and roll me a perception check.
Perception. Sick.
I would also like to do one of these, just exploring the room, like seeing if it's bugged magically or
Okay.
non-magically with anything.
What was your roll, Zagra?
6.
6. Okay. You see one.
1 what?
As you are being led outward from this chamber here of individuals who are helping Dromage, there is one person who you see who has a brass ring
Oh.
with an inset
Oh.
green gem kind
Oh.
of on their third finger.
Third finger. Which one does that mean?
Ring finger.
Is that emergency finger, or is that
That is
everything's cool?
hang on, sorry, I'm double checking here.
Yeah, where is that for document?
Actually, it would be on their index finger. My apologies, but everything's fine.
Cool. I shall still make it a point to make eye contact
Okay.
with this individual.
Go ahead and roll me an insight check. Actually, well, they rolled a natural 1
15.
to insight check you. Okay, you definitely look and they are entirely focused on the scene at hand right now. They did not catch anything that you were giving off in that moment. But,
Okay.
Yeah, no.
We'll find them later.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know what this alternate form looks like, at least?
Nope. You just as far as
The
how they look
form
as
they
a
currently are in.
yes, you absolutely get that.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah. Subaki,
Yes.
as you kind of tumble down onto the bed and kind of begin to take it easy and rest and relax, what do you do with the package of letters that you were given?
I do sit up briefly, and I remember it just at the last second, and I'm like, you know what? I should look at this. And I take it out of my bag and I open it. What do I find?
Okay, let me go ahead and start a thread here, so that way they are basically made a note of here in a separate channel. Actually, yeah. No. So it won't be. I won't put it in a thread, so it's a separate channel. I'll just put it in the chat. But I have
About to say,
I have 13 images
Fine.
of stuff that to send here. One of which you already know.
Yeah.
Fan mail.
The fan mail from the one who sent me the thing in the place.
Indeed.
Yep.
So they are sending right now from
They
my
know what
phone.
I mean. I don't need to explain it to you.
Who kept the armor of the one agent? The agent of Black Irons, the Cobalt Lancer there.
Me?
Okay.
I
Was
don't
that
have to
the
listen to
18?
her.
I was just
I
curious
got-
who was holding on to it as far as inventory.
I want that uniform.
Okay.
The Cobalt Lancer uniform from the guy who would not die.
I gotcha.
Is that what you mean?
Yep. I was just
I was talking to her.
I was just curious who had that.
You can if you need to.
No, you're fine.
Is it posting to Discord? It should be. There, it seems to be going now. I'm sorry. But as you take your rest, you have things that you can read and choose to share with others as you wish.
Yeah, I guess I'll just choose to share it with them because
why
I
is there
don't
only-
feel. I feel too tired to keep things to myself.
Fair enough. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my mistake. There are 9. There are 9 letters, not 12. That was a
Oh.
previous draft of the script.
That
Oh,
only 9, not 12, right?
I know,
Or
right?
12, not 9. I'm not sure. Right?
Only 9.
I know. I'm loved and adored by 9.
the other
people.
3 are spam and scams.
Yeah, really.
I read. I do not make judgment, especially not right now. I'm just reading.
There's this prince from another land who.
I've received that mail over a year ago. I assure you, I ain't falling for that one.
Again.
I had to send them in
Sleepy or not, I
batches
ain't
of
falling
3.
for fools.
I had to send them in batches of 3 because Discord was being
That's cool.
frisky with uploading all 9 at the same time.
That's okay.
Did you DM them to her? Or they in the main chat.
They're going in the main chat. They're still uploading.
Or
Blame AT&T.
Oh.
AT&T or Discord?
Both. Very much so, both. Okay. So I think that's going to be that for everything tonight. Star.
Okay.
Me?
Yes.
Go for it.
Since
Yeah.
you stayed behind, I don't know how many episodes we're going to spend here.
Mhm.
I want to go through work with you to kind of know what to do with Zay since he's staying behind in Alec right now.
I
What
don't
is
know.
your main goals? Kind of.
He was probably gonna travel with Mari. That's all I know.
Okay.
Do you have a particular place in mind?
Or at
No,
least the direction.
He just kind of goes for.
Not
Hey.
north.
He's gonna
Not-
ramble around.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
That-
Um.
Let's look for information
I
in
would like
small
you
areas.
to be like, okay, I'm gonna roll for what direction I'm supposed to go, and then
I was
make
about
it
to
that.
suggest that.
I was like, just roll. Be like 1, 2, 3, 4 for each different direction. And be like, okay, which way am I going today?
No, then I might get that one direction.
You can always.
Then
choose
she
not
might
to
get
go that
north.
way.
Yes. Don't want to get.
Could re-roll then.
Do you want me to roll right now?
No,
For it?
I was just curious
It's what
what
you
kind
It's
of
just an
plans you-
idea.
As far as kind of as a whole, like the way I'm thinking things through is like, would you be interested in rolling up another character for while they are here to play along as in the big city, and then kind of catch up with Zace at another time, or would you...
I truly do not know. Because Zaze is looking for something. Obviously, he's like
Okay.
in a search for someone. So I don't know if I want to like, because the other character might leave him behind. 'Cause if like Zaze is like my main one, you know.
Gotcha, I get that.
I want to make
Um,
another one and be like, hey, Zace is back in the story. Hey, bye, little guy.
No, I completely understand.
I mean, the juggle is possible, but
Yeah.
eh,
Maybe I just I don't want you guys to juggle it. It's hard, but 'cause
Yeah, it can be because um,
she says it's just me and Mari. It's just me and a dinosaur.
Okay.
um, well, here, since we have there isn't really a clear idea, we can work through this throughout the week, and
Yeah, I'm sorry.
no, it's all good.
I would also like to note, as part of my like going to bed activities before going to bed, one, check the room for like any bugs, just in case. And I was going to send a message to Zace.
Okay.
Whoa.
the letters. Oh my god, they're
I will-
actually
I will
handwritten.
take my time to. Oh dang.
Oh boy, there's a oh boy.
What?
You did say there were
It's
9 of
also
them.
it's also on strange paper.
I like the strange paper. I don't mind
Wait,
that.
is it on strange paper?
It looks like
oh,
parchment. Is it real parchment
It
paper from
looks like parchment paper.
Oh yeah, it does.
Baking
I
paper.
was working through
Yeah.
this stuff at a pizza shop. That is the bottom for that's what the pizza goes on in the box instead.
Yeah, it's baking paper.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
literally called parchment.
Yeah,
Yeah, parchment paper.
it's parchment paper.
It works. Could do some
I love
tea
it.
staining to make it look old.
Oh yeah.
They're letters. They shouldn't be old. Well, I mean, unless they're really old letters, and I'm getting them from I don't know when
I'm
they're coming to me.
traveling.
There was a backup.
I'm the prince that messaged you 5 years ago. I'm real. I'm just in a very bad situation right now.
There
Are
are
these all the same person?
yeah
I have not read through
over
them
a
yet.
period of about
Oh my-
4 months.
Okay. Before we go, I want to say one thing. Jacob and Sarah, defying you has made my soul much, much happy.
All right.
Just
Fair
saying,
enough.
I shall do what I want, despite your protest. And if you don't like it, you can
I
jump
wasn't-
out the window. Oh, you guys
I
protested.
wasn't protesting. I was just
protested
like,
a
this is a
lot.
very dangerous situation. I'm like, that
You're-
window looking nice.
Yeah, like you
It
guys
was
can
a
also
very
kill each
You
other.
dangerous
don't realize
situation.
how much anxiety the two of you caused me in that moment. It's like, goddamn, I'm determined to do it. Let me do it, damn it.
Oh god.
Okay.
Okay,
I've
I've
prepared to say that the entire game. No, I have.
Okay.
you said
I
it.
like you guys, but damn it, don't tell me what to do.
I'm sorry.
Not
Are
you.
we
You're
cool?
5-star. We are cool.
I mean, I'm the one who
I
brought
just
it up
had to
first.
express myself, and now
No,
you
you're-
know. I was keeping it to myself very nicely, I think.
And we appreciate it, but I'm also glad you let it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for letting
Let
us
it
know
out.
so that way.
Too. Just know that I will make crazy decisions. You may not like them. Tsubaki is chaotic.
No, I'm
neutral.
used to that. That's part of the game.
It's just.
I'll
every
still
time I
comment
felt
on
like-
it.
I understand commenting, but just let me do it.
Yeah, I wasn't
And
stopping
we
you. I was
did.
just
Let
like,
him
that
cook.
window looking
Let him
pretty nice.
Let him cook.
Yeah, my mind
We're
was
going
in
to
the whole
try
kind of
this.
like in character. Like, I was thinking that especially Ketch was nervous about making a con save to not have the crystal anymore.
Yeah, yep,
Uh-huh.
that's exactly where Ketch was. Did not want to go down that rabbit hole again.
Yep. By the way, I must congratulate Andrew because that last segment of description that you fed us and took us through was both amazing and beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was drowning and goosebumps all at the same time. I swear to God, it was amazing.
Clap, 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 clap.
I've got to say, this was both the most stressful and rewarding episode of D&D I have played in a freaking long time.
Ooh.
Well, thank you.
Wow.
I I'm expressy today. I'm expressy. I gave you the criticism. Now I'm giving you the compliments.
I feel a lot of emotion.
I know.
There's
I
a lot of
There's a lot
emotions
of
going on.
There's a lot
I
of
was about to cry in some of that. Like there were moments like I wanted to cry.
I wanted to cry too.
Oh,
But that's how I knew it was good because you invoked an emotional response out of me. Whether it was good or bad, you did it.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay.
and that's yes.
The
All
end.
I can ask out of a good artist.
I try.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I know you probably don't take compliments like anybody else, but it's okay.
Yeah,
I give them
it's
really good when I
very
do.
rare, but thank you.
I'm completely sincere too, so just so you know. You may see more of this side of Tsubaki. She
Oh.
likes it.
Oh.
Tapping into
the-
the power.
Oh,
The emotional side, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I am emotionally strong.
Okay, well.
I'm done. I'm gonna read my letters and let you guys do what you gotta do.
Okay.
Okay, well.
Oh boy, I think I gotta sleep. I think I've gotten too much
bedtime.
sleep today.
Yeah.
Yes. Sleep. Good night.
Yeah,
See
well,
you.
Bedtime,
see you
except
guys
I've
next
got to
time.
work on my own side of things.
I do not know how you guys stay up so late.
I don't
Because we're
sleep.
We're
Used to
night
it.
owls. I'm a night owl. Andrew doesn't sleep at all. I don't know about the other
It's a
two.
joke. I do sleep, but it's like
I am a
I am a
living
night
night
owl.
owl. That's what I do.
Default.
I've seen you reply to my stuff at 5 a.m.
That is true.
I personally have to get up at 4 a.m. Tomorrow, so
That's fair. You
I'm
have
pretty
a job.
excited immediately after this.
Good night, guys.
I'll see you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Yep.